because that makes my life a lot easier later. And
Okay.
probably everybody else's too.
Okay. Rolling.
If you want help or whatever, or if you want me to do it, I did actually, not the whole thing, but I was trying to listen to last times today.
Sweet. Yeah, go for it. Anybody
Okay.
who would like to is welcome to, and if we need to fill in some gaps, we can.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we began, I guess sort of during the week, actually, with some RP in the back of Teffin's cart. But we began with, goodness, I'm struggling already.
Didn't you give did you give someone a gift?
Yeah, so Eden gave Thea a bracelet. And Paul, gosh, I could not remember your name. So Paul was steadfastly ignoring Thea because he's still upset with her for having stolen rings that he stole from the prince. And then trying to trade those. Yeah.
That was looting. Yeah. Very different thing.
Oh, I wasn't judging. I was just explaining.
And he was using them to help the prince.
Uh-huh. Yeah, until they were stolen from you in.
Okay. So everybody knows I wasn't just trying to steal. Paul gave them to the guy as payment for him entering the boxing rink, and I was like, well, the prince's rings don't need to just be floating around out there. And then I tried to use them against you to get the healing.
Mm-hmm.
So
that was where the problem
that's
was.
where my plan fell apart.
So that did not go well. And so Paul was steadfastly ignoring Thea, and he built a little robot replica. And then we finally arrived back at the Quarter of the Gods, which is where we were to meet Kessa, that's right. Kessa, who was going to help us revive the prince. So we picked her up, and the tiny robot was given to the larger life-size robot. And we then made our way back to the Temple of the Gods, the Temple of the Gods of Life and Death, where some more food was. Yep, more food was purchased from the offering plates.
Purchased.
We would. Yeah, I mean he
left money.
He paid for them.
He always leaves money for it.
We then went and practiced a couple of things, trying to figure out what we would need to do in order to revive him. Well, the whole thing got set up by Kessa. Meanwhile, and perhaps more interestingly, there was a conversation had between Paul and
Quimby
the horse, in which we discovered that there was people following us, Townsguard specifically following us. But not everybody knew that. They discussed how Paul was still upset with Thea, and how she didn't deserve to have hands. Meanwhile, we managed to revive the prince. We used the gem that we procured. Rolls were had, and he was saved, even though the practice went much, much better than the actual performance.
Yeah.
Even with advantage, too.
I know.
Yeah.
Anyone
I knew as soon as I rolled that, and it was like a 26. I was like, no, this is never going to happen 2 times in a row.
Anyone in showbiz will tell you that you want to have a terrible dress rehearsal. Yep. That means the show is going to be good.
Keith, however, did really well. Keith rolled well most of the night, actually.
Yeah, which was kind of
Um,
a change for him.
And uncharacteristically.
Yeah. So he put out a bunch of bubbles, and anyway, the prince was revived. We spoke with the prince a little bit, and we then decided we needed to go set up shop somewhere where he could talk to his wife, and we could sort of formulate a plan to go forward. So we slipped back out into the cart, and as we were traveling back to our hotel, several other party members realized that people were following us. So we took off, running away from a guy on a bicycle. Car chase thing ensues. We end up in a back alley, and I think he got. Oh, the guy on the bicycle got thrown off his bicycle by an immovable rod in the spokes.
That's still
Um,
that's still great. That's so cool.
let's see. And then
Just a sidebar.
we.
As long as I have been playing D&D, I have always wanted an immovable rod. And none of my other DMs have ever given me one.
You
Because
have
they
already
all know
done.
I'd be so chaotic with it.
Yes, you have already done 3 of like the coolest things that I like. There has been somebody in our gaggle who has had an immovable rod at some point. Oh yeah. Like
I was going to shove it. I was going to shove the immovable rod into the mouth of the level 20 or the ancient dragon that we were up against in that level 20 game.
yeah, that was not what I was thinking though. There was a lower level thing that happened where somebody had an immovable rod. I have never seen a
I think it was
player
Brayton.
do this many cool things with an immovable rod, and it's delighting me. So
Yep, she loves it when you do cool things with your rod.
Yep. Everyone that I
Yep.
know does. Some
Okay.
guys do.
Hey, he's
Car,
equal
cart,
opportunity.
bike chase. We end up in an alley. We get rid of the guards, and then
And then we go back to the same hotel that they know we're staying at.
Yep.
And then we walked in all invisible. While Teffin was painting his cart, Teffin made a really good friend with a little urchin boy. We talked to the clerk, who Eden tried to reassure that nothing was wrong, with all the invisible voices behind him. And then invisibility, or not invisibility, the major image wore off. He ushered everybody upstairs, and then went back to try to like reassure the clerk. Meanwhile, Thea decided she was going to go try to find some wine and food and things to ease tensions between her and Paul. Paul, meanwhile, was in the bathroom with the prince as he
Yep.
was trying to bathe. The prince managed to bathe and call his wife. We all eventually reassembled back in the room. And I actually didn't quite get to the end, so I don't remember exactly where we stopped.
I think we stopped right before you were trying to offer me alcohol.
Yeah.
We hadn't touched that part yet.
Yeah, Keith had accidentally near accosted the housekeeper that brought the
Yes, because he tried to sneak in. That's right.
yeah. So
There's
she
someone we didn't know. So she asked, like, "Do you guys know who this is?" And we're like, "Nope."
Oh, and they brought us the food up.
Yep.
Nope. I've never seen this person before in my life.
Yep. So
I
she
forgot I
attempted.
missed part of that because my internet cut out.
Yeah. She attempted to keep him out the door because he looks different, and she was unsuccessful in that endeavor. But dang it, she tried. But then Paul freaked out because Paul also didn't recognize him, and he was pushing past the housekeeper. It was a little bit of a minor shit show for a minute.
She's
And
still alive, though, right?
oh yeah, she's still alive.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Thankfully, like I feel like the most dangerous person to bystanders is probably Paul. And as far as Paul was concerned, she was on your side. So,
Yeah.
so other than Teffin just kind of like shoving past her and her attempting to keep him out, like she was uninjured, just trying very hard to beat up Teffin because she didn't realize that he belonged there and he wasn't being very forthright. So, yeah. There's a housekeeper with a strength of like -3 trying to beat up Teffin. Like
She
you do.
gave it her best.
Yep, she did. Her best was not much, but she gave it her best.
Yes, she did.
So yeah, that's pretty much where we left off. The food had come. There was a smorgasbord, and yes, Thea had not yet administered her wine apology. So we can go ahead and pick it up from there, and Jeff can jump in if he gets here. So yes, there is food before all of you. Bim and Kessa are like Kessa is still kind of recovering. You guys haven't had a long rest just yet, so she's still pretty rough looking, kind of propped up on Bim. Ivan is eating like a horse because he is very hungry. And
Paul is
I think
doing the
it's
same.
slightly salty and a little
he's
bit.
yeah, yeah, little pickled. He is he's grateful that you told the staff to avoid anything with pickling spices in it because he still smells it and probably will for the next decade.
Poor guy. Yeah, Paul's just ravenous and eating with him. So
Anything specific being discussed, Teffin? Anything? Oh, you grabbed a hen and just went to eat in the bathroom. That's right.
Yep.
Hold on, he grabbed what?
He grabbed. There were like Cornish hens.
Oh, okay. All right,
He
cool.
grabbed a hen and just.
That's a lot. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense than what I have pictured.
You just grabbed a chicken?
Yeah, yeah. I'm hungry. Here's a chicken. Bye.
I mean, that's effectively what happened. The chicken was just cooked. So, you know, it was a small chicken.
Good point.
But yeah, so there's a robot who's no
many-
longer a robot eating a hen in a bathroom.
how many bedrooms are there in this place? Like, because we got the suite, right? So there's like multiple rooms, or is it just
Yeah.
like
So there are 3 separate bed chambers in the suite, and I want to say 2 of those bed chambers had like 2 beds. And one of them had like a really, really big, like California king in there. That had all of the nice canopying and all of that stuff because it's a fancy suite for real famous people or royalty. There's a
Guess
Conveniently
Eden will give
enough,
up the room that he
we
was
have
in
a royal.
before. Yeah,
what was that?
Eden will give up the room that he was in before to the prince, even though he's not
oh,
particularly
Eden has to
happy
give up
about
the king size bed?
it.
Which actually, the prince will then turn around and give up that space to Kessa and Bim. So, out of deep appreciation, and generally speaking, he's a pretty good guy. So, you know, he's given that up to them. And she's
I just forget what did we decide was gonna happen with the prince? Are we waiting for his wife, or what was going on there?
so
You're muted,
Maria.
Jason.
I know. I was shouting at my nieces.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you were. Never mind.
They're babysitting tonight. They so he contacted Maria, and Maria has asked him to lay low for a couple of days. She is going to be there sometime tomorrow, but wants him to lay low with Kessa and pretend that he is still dead for safety while they try to figure out how to secure the issue with Cochet. Amongst some other things that have come to light since the prince's passing. So the current plan is once people are recovered enough, which technically, like, her house is close enough that somebody could just shoulder her and take Kessa home. But she's been through a bit, so she's just kind of waiting and resting a bit as she can to kind of recover from having resurrected him a little bit better. Be a little bit less weird to not having some woman like thrown over someone's shoulder being carried into, there are explanations that then have to happen, and it gets messy. So yeah, that is the general plan. Maria is coming sometime tomorrow to make sure, set eyes on him herself, as soon as she can get there.
And hopefully pay me my money.
That too.
Paul has every expectation that it is. She sent us on a mission to go rescue her husband. Husband rescued. Mission accomplished.
This is true.
That's fair.
And this is true. This is fair. Yeah. So yeah, hopefully she will be getting you some paycheckage tomorrow.
Somehow
see.
I'm not convinced.
I mean, you did the job. It was a little messy, but you did do the job, and she didn't have to pay to clean it up. So it might depend on how charming you are in the moment as to how well she.
Just let Paul talk to her.
That'll go great.
What's
It'll
the
be
worst that could
perfect.
happen?
We don't ask questions like that.
Yeah.
No.
Well, Paul is going to
That way.
continue to eat until the prince is done eating as well. And then, I mean, Paul's plan is just to stay up and guard, essentially. He
Okay.
was told to keep the prince safe, so that's what he's doing.
And Eden will set up outside of their room and put up the dome so that it covers the bed and things in the room,
Okay.
so that he should be covered as well.
Okay, gotcha. So, he would be probably taking one of the double beds. Is anybody like, or one of the ones in the other rooms? How is everybody else divvying out?
Paul is not sleeping.
He's just gonna stay up because
Paul is standing guard.
a delirious gnome is also a great thing.
I mean, Paul's fully rested. He literally hasn't done anything this whole day.
Oh wow,
Everybody else was doing magic stuff. He sat and ate and talked to a horse.
that's fair. Yeah, I guess actually, as far as action economy goes, you guys did not do just oodles yesterday.
Yeah, he's literally been resting. He probably took a nap at some point.
Yeah.
Just waiting while everybody else was
So we
doing
look in the
other
back of
things.
the car while we were
That's
in the temple.
fair. That's fair. Yeah. So I guess technically Thea could even have like her own room since Paul's not sleeping and Heffin apparently sleeps in bathtubs. So you know.
Always.
Yeah. Actually, Eden would either end up. So are you sharing with the prince or are you sharing with Thea? Are you
Neither. I'm in the hallway giving the prince his privacy, but basically like
okay?
using the dome to cover the area that he would be in.
Okay, and there is a decent sizable like common room that these other 3 rooms are branched off of that has like your couches and nice little areas that you could also comfortably sleep. So
Should
if
make
you
a
cast
pillow
a dome, that'd be fine. What?
There you go.
Ooh,
Yeah, pillow
yeah.
fort.
Pillow forts are the best. So yeah. So you're able to do that, no problem. Yeah,
Well-
you're do you Thea present the alcohol to him before everybody kind of goes to bed?
Yeah, just kind of like wait till he's a little bit off on his own.
Also worth noting
Mm,
that you also made a flip book for him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's right.
well,
That's right.
he's not going to be on his own because he's literally basically attached to the hip of the prince.
No, I know, but just not like at the table while everybody's eating
Oh, okay.
and me being like, "Excuse me, everyone."
I would like to apologize.
You just publicly in front of everyone let me admit my wrongdoings. So I would just wait until Paul's just a little bit on his own from everyone. And Thea's going to go up to him and say, Paul, I'd like to talk to you for just a minute. I was dishonest with you, and I underestimated your abilities. And I'm very sorry that I did that. And that was not something that a good companion does. And I hope that you will forgive me. And I wanted to make it up to you, so I made you something. And I'll show you the flip book. And it's the drawing of the boxing fight that you got into. And I'll show Paul how when you flip through the pages really fast, it makes a cartoon. So here's your boxing match. And I know that that's probably not your favorite thing, so I also got you this. And I will give you a bottle of tequila.
Paul looks at the two objects, looks up at Thea, and goes, and just turns and walks away.
He is not a man to be bought.
He is not a man at all, as far as I'm aware.
Paul is not a man to be bought. I said he. He is
I
not
thought
a
you said-
man to
I
be
thought
bought.
He is not a man to be bought, and I was like,
Well, I mean,
no.
both of those things are true.
Plot twist.
Both of those things are true.
So you're not even going to take the stuff?
No.
You just...
Oof.
No, he
Oof.
walks away from you.
Okay.
He doesn't trust you. And it's literally just happened, like, what, the day before? Like last night, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Basically. Yeah, no, he's not. Look, you can't try to steal from a party member and then give him a bottle of booze and a flip book. Be like, hey, we're good, right? I was like,
I thought the flip book was a good idea.
Nope.
Listen, I just want him to not hate me. So
it will take time.
okay. Are you like your bag? Are you like by your bag or? No, hold on. I take that back. I'll go up to Eden.
Yeah.
And I will just say, hey, I tried to apologize to Paul, and I don't really think he was hearing it, but I made him this and bought him this. Would you put these in his bag when he's not looking? I'm afraid that if he catches me by his bag, he's gonna think that I was doing something bad. So,
That's probably, that's wise.
yeah. But when he's not looking, he'll find him later.
I will, yes, I will take care of that for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I'll just walk very dejected back to my room. I'll write in my journal.
I'm gonna go write in my journal. Nobody hates me. Just sit in the corner and eat worms. Alrighty. So you go your separate ways for rest for the evening. You're able to cast your dome over Paul and the Prince. Anything else before everybody except Paul takes a long rest?
So Eden is like, he's gotten a bunch of pillows and stuff and made himself a little bed thing, but he's laying on his stomach with a pillow like right here, and so he's pushed up on his stomach and he's just writing in his journal with his like feet kicking in the air.
That's painfully cute. Like a teenage girl. So yeah, you've got you doing that. Aha, there's a Jeff.
And Paul's gonna double check like the windows to make sure they're secure in the bedroom and bar the door, just in
good deal.
case. And then he'll pull his axe out and just stand guard.
Good deal, good deal. Jeff, are you actually in a spot where you are hearing?
Yep.
What was that? Oh, okay, yeah. It's a little muffled and echoey. So if you're across the room, it's a little harder to hear. But yeah, you have your rest. Is there anything else that Paul gets into, since it's kind of it's a reasonably uneventful night? So
Yeah, he's just standing guard, trying to protect this prince until the job's done.
good guard. All right. You guys get your long rest, which means that you finally freaking level. Uh, Paul will say that since you had some time to nap here and there and all of that jazz, you probably have already leveled as well. So everybody is that next level that you have been we've had kind of in the back burner for was it 3 sessions? You finally got your long rest, so you
Yay!
can level up. um.
Okay, I think I'm back.
Aha, there you are. I can
You
hear
are
you much
too.
better now.
Yeah, sorry. So like I have a set of headphones in my bag that decide to randomly like connect to my phone. Yeah. So if I cut out suddenly, that's what's going on.
Heath's headphones did that with my phone and headphones all the time. Like his headphones would just kick whatever else I was on off to connect to my phone. So we would interrupt our stuff all the time. I think
It's a
he finally
powerful
figured
set of
out why.
headphones.
What?
So that's a powerful set of headphones.
It's an issue. He finally figured out something in the settings, but like since both of us have the same Apple account, we go through the same account, like his AirPods just consistently kick all of the other devices off and hijack whatever it is that I'm listening to.
I'm sorry. I think I've got it fixed now.
I haven't had it happen in like a week or two, so yeah, probably. So yeah. Jeff, had you gotten a chance to listen to last week's? No, not last week's, last month's?
I didn't, so I'm gonna be my character is gonna have a case of amnesia or be drunk this playthrough. Yeah, so no, I didn't get a chance to listen today like I'd hoped to.
No worries. So pretty much you managed to resurrect the prince. There's a lady, a cleric, who gave part of her life to be able to bring him back in your room. So, well, not in your room, but in your suite of rooms. And she is with an automaton that is her companion. And so you guys are waking up with the prince de-pickled for the most part. He still smells a little bit briny. But he smells much better than he did before because he soaked in the bath for a good long while. So there's a prince who might, unless one of you guys is an early riser, might be one of the first people up. And the other 2 NPCs that are cratered out in the other room. So he's the first to get up and sees that Paul's been standing guard all night. And I thank you for your attentive service, my friend. That's I'm not sure that I'm going to be sleeping very well for a while.
I just drink until I fall asleep.
I suppose that is an option. I feel
Works
like
for me.
I have already been exposed to enough preservative that that I feel as if I would just be trading preservatives at that point in time. Feel like
Quick note, in Russian, which is the accent you're using for him, preservative is actually a condom.
oh. Well, I just learned a new thing.
Sorry.
So what's the word for preservative?
I don't remember, actually.
I mean, I can't imagine it probably came up much.
No. Funny enough, less often than condom did.
That doesn't shock me at all. Not even a little. Good to know.
I learned that one when we were in the grocery store and my companion was going to go buy preservative and couldn't come up with the word for jam.
Oh, wow. That's a great way.
Times.
Yep.
That's pretty funny.
That's a really, really great way to learn what that word means. Good stuff. Good
It's
stuff.
cultural immersion, you know.
Yep.
That's what I learn it.
I feel as though at this point I would feel as if I were floating in formaldehyde. But perhaps there is something that I can I'm not sure. Maybe Kessa can help in the next night or two while I am pretending to still be dead.
Sure. You want something to eat?
Yes. Abso-freaking-lutely.
All right. I move the chair and open the door.
He's barricaded the door. He stands kind of still in just the bathrobe because he doesn't have any clothes that don't smell like brine, pretty much.
Oh no, I think Eden put him in some of his.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Yeah, so he'll be in he might have slept in the bathrobe, but he will put Eden's clothes on and come out into the
Like
main
open the
room.
door and Eden's head is like right there.
Oh, it's going to hurt because I'm not opening the door like
Oh.
carefully. It's like I move the chair.
I'm
Open the
like,
door.
I'm like,
Why are you down there?
to keep you inside the dome.
Oh, thank you. I
That's a
did
bad
not-
place to keep your head.
I will keep that in mind. Thank you, Paul.
Perhaps feet first next time. Seems better. Are you okay?
It's morning, and I thank you all for all of your advice and things, but please stop talking.
I don't think he is a morning person, he says to Paul. Ivan will just step over you. I will go down and have breakfast brought up for us. Cloak. I will find the robes.
Nope, we've got it. Don't worry. We will take care of that for you. You should probably not go and be seen by the public.
That is fair.
Eden,
he'll-
if you watch the prince, I can go get us some breakfast.
I can do that. Thank you.
All right. Go downstairs.
This can only go well. So this time it's the lady that got so spooked before with all of the craziness that happened that I think also Paul insulted. I think he's kind of two
he
for
was
two.
he was not visible at the time though.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so the
She
same
thought it
lady
was
is
Eden.
downstairs.
I heard something about food, so I'm gonna go with Paul in search of food.
Yeah,
So-
food.
The literal half orc and the angry gnome who has already insulted every person who has worked at this front desk go down to the front desk.
Okay. I
I
look at the lady and I say, "We need bacon. All of your bacon."
bacon room service. Okay.
Yes.
I can do that.
Yeah.
How many people do we
What?
have that need
That's not
bacon?
important. All of the bacon.
I make sure to turn my orc half face to her and say, "Now."
Oh, get on that. Go ahead and roll me an intimidation.
Jeff?
Working on it. Hang on 1 second. I have to do the whole.
Oh no, I was asking if she was telling you or me.
Oh,
I
gotcha.
mean, if you want to do it with assistance, you can. One of you.
I mean, I'm not necessarily trying to intimidate the lady. I'm just woke up in the morning and I'm telling her I want all the bacon.
Just bacon.
Sounds like the mork half of this particular combo is trying to be intimidating.
Sorry, I had to re-download the app. Which D20?
Yeah, D20, and you should have a skill on your your sheet for intimidation that'll give you a plus or a minus.
It's under
If you still
charisma.
have, yeah, your charisma stuffs.
Oh, I don't have access to that immediately here, so.
Keith, do you still have his sheet pulled up?
Sorry, but
No worries. I do. Is it the Mork side? Yeah, the Mork side. Add
Mork
a +3 to your intimidation.
actually, I'm on my human side. I just made sure I turned the ugly side of my face to the person to use it for intimidation.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's the
That's
same.
fine.
It's the same bonus, so +3.
Okay. Cool.
All right, so we're looking at a 9.
Oh.
I was not overly intimidating, apparently.
So
You still got like sleepy, like the sleep dust in your eye, and a little bit of drool takes across your face.
The eye crust didn't help me any.
Yeah.
So I'll she looks at you a little strangely like, so I'll have them start working on that. All the bacon that we have is about we have about 50 pounds of bacon.
That'll work.
How about that pig?
What pig?
Didn't I see a pig outside when we got here?
No, sir.
All right.
Yeah,
I mean,
we'll take the bacon. How much?
So 50 pounds of bacon. I don't know how much that would be. 50.
How much does 50 pounds of bacon cost?
Right, I was about to put it into Google. I'm
Google,
like, this is...
D&D, 50 pounds of bacon.
It's on there. Somebody's.
I'm sure
How much
it's
would 50
considered
pounds of
currency.
bacon cost in D&D?
No, you're gonna have to tell me if you're looking that up. How much 50 pounds of bacon is?
Hang on, let me do the conversion here. Convert USD to bacon.
So, she's gonna give you an obscenely high gold piece number. By virtue of just by comparison to normal breakfast prices, this is a lot. Pound bacon. I don't know how much a normal pound of bacon costs.
It says 1 barrel of beef that is salted is 20 gold pieces, but it doesn't specify how much a barrel of beef is.
I'm guessing
that
that's
was a lot of beef.
That is a lot of beef. Okay,
Let's
so probably with markup,
see,
you're looking
trade
at like
goods.
Well,
'Cause
okay,
you-
look up what 50 pounds of bacon would cost in US dollars.
So a pound of cloves, or
this is actually happening.
or so from the PHB,
The
a pound of
economy of
cloves or 1 pig is worth 3 gold pieces.
Okay, and it's going to
That's
be
like
multiple pigs.
unbutchered and stuff, though.
Yeah, that's unbutchered. I would say probably. I mean,
Like 5 gold per
you
pig.
could get 50 pounds of bacon out of 1 pig,
So
but you'd
apparently,
have to process it. So I'd say maybe 5 gold.
For 50 pounds?
Okay,
So
okay.
That's me.
Hang on.
Per
So,
pound.
It's
one 5th edition
$7.21 per
gold
pound
piece is worth
as
the
of February
equivalent of
9th
about
in the US.
104 USD. So, if 1 gold piece
72
is $100,
So are we
How
really
much?
converting USD to gold right now?
Apparently.
US
Such a
dollars,
in-game, like-
50 pounds of bacon is about $360.
Okay.
Well, because it's $18
Okay.
so
for 2.5 pounds.
4 or 5 gold pieces.
Okay. It's a fancy place, and you're causing an inconvenience, so she's probably going to say 10. She'll
Yeah,
probably
probably
double it because
double it
you're
for
going to
you.
make them end
We
up getting
deserve
more.
that.
So yeah, so we'll
Plus-
say 10 gold pieces. This is weird, guys.
Plus, you are buying out their entire stock of bacon.
Yep, so she's having to buy more, so she's going to pretty much double up on the price.
Yeah.
So she's
God,
going to
we're
ask
gonna
for
have
10.
supply chain fees added in now.
Yep.
I pull out a handful of gold coins and I drop them on the table. And I guess, I don't know, I'll roll a d12 to see how many's there.
I love so much that y'all are my people. Like, we just converted US dollars into fake, pretend, imaginary money for 50 pounds of bacon.
I didn't want to insult anybody by calling it imaginary money, so I'm glad you did.
Imaginary money.
Everything about everything here is imaginary.
I grab a handful of gold coins, I put them on the table, and I say, "Is that enough?" And there's 8 gold coins there.
You're
I
too
realized
short.
immediately this is too many, and I just slyly stick my hand over and drag about 3 back, but put them in my own pocket.
Nobody can do math.
So I say, "Is that enough?"
Now you're 5 short.
I reach
So
into my
that's
bag and I
half.
grab 8 more gold pieces and I put it down and I slide it to her. Is that enough?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. We'll see the bacon upstairs. Bye.
So she will start having them work on cooking all of the bacon that they had for the day. That's amazing. Yeah. So yeah,
Or
the
add
same.
3 gold pieces to your total because Paul does not care.
Appreciate it.
You have a bonus 3 gold now. So they start working on that, and the bacon will come to you in shifts over the next few things of the morning getting going.
We get back
That
to the
sounds
room. I say, "All right, we got breakfast coming."
It's
Thank
just
you, Paul.
bacon. That's all it is. It's just bacon. So yeah, a few minutes go by.
Somewhat. We can take it with us, kind of.
Yeah, a little bit.
Pocket bacon.
Pocket bacon. Everybody needs a little pocket bacon. It's fine. Everything is fine. So yeah, there's a knock at the door, and the same lady that came up last night is still on duty and about to be off shift. So she is the first bringer of the bacon. She brings a large platter of just bacon.
Is that on the name tag? Bringer of bacon.
It should be. Yeah, she is just kind of. She is one of the housekeepers slash, I guess, delivery women for the hotel. They kind of are multi-purpose. So there is just a very large platter of bacon in her hands.
Is
Eat
there
up.
more food coming?
Bird dolls.
Yeah, of course there's more food coming. You think I would just get this little amount of food for everybody here?
I apologize. I
What
just
kind of a person do you think I am?
No, Paul. I was just checking because I was a little confused. It's okay. Don't worry.
Ivan just turns to you and is like, "You forget, he's not a morning person. We've already established this. He's not thinking yet."
Also there's like
After
a
bacon,
goose egg.
He also might have a concussion. So yeah, the first round of bacon appears and the lady goes back down. Anything specific going on as people are waking up?
No, I guess Teffin will probably, come out of the bathroom and, grab a plate of bacon and start munching on it.
At a certain point, Kessa will wake up, and
Good morning.
and Bim is the first one out the door, kind of like ushering her as the others come in. Do you have bats in the belfry? There's something going on up there.
Apparently, yeah. Let's hope they don't wake the kids up.
Oh. But yeah, Kessa will follow Bim out, and Bim like fluffs the pillows before she sits down and everything, trying very hard to make it like as comfortable as she can for her. And she just kind of like, "Bim, you make too much of us, too much of us." But kind of sits amongst all of you. Did all of you sleep well? Are you okay? Sees the egg on your forehead.
It's fine.
She reaches out and puts just enough of of healing to kind of de-egg your forehead.
Oh, thanks.
Will that work on my face?
I don't think there's anything that will fix that.
I can attempt, but you should not be disappointed if I cannot. I have not seen this particular aesthetic before.
Nicest way anybody's ever called me ugly. All right.
I don't believe you are ugly. You are unique.
Please tell me the new bacon has arrived by now.
The
Like
first delivery of bacon has arrived.
Is that the first delivery of bacon has arrived? Probably in another 2 minutes there will be more because it cooks pretty quick.
I'm super excited for the second round of bacon.
When everybody starts to realize that you only ordered
All of a
bacon.
sudden, people are like,
Notice a theme to the morning.
by the time it comes up, oh my god, please tell me it's bacon.
Has there been anything? I apologize. I was a little bit. I can't now break from a Russian accent. I wanted hers to be different. Is there a little anything that we discussed last night? I am having difficulty retaining.
That happens to me all the time.
Is there a plan? Is there a need that we are filling? Is there something that I am helping with
I
today?
think we're just waiting for Her Highness.
Are we to do that here, or are we to do that elsewhere? And Ivan will pipe up. Like she has asked for me to stay with you for a couple of days. She will be coming to see me herself, so it might be good to go there when we are ready. Once
We
Once we are
should do that after we finish breakfast.
knock, knock,
Yes.
knock. Housekeeping. There's a dwarven. Well, not. I forget. Dwarves are reasonably rare here. So like a halfling man at the door with another platter entirely of bacon.
Perfect.
I'll take the tray of bacon and be like, could y'all bring coffee with, if there's more bacon, can we also have coffee?
Coffee. We can have a bill arranged for you before you check out.
Yes, please.
Coffee for everyone?
Anybody else want coffee?
Tessa
Yes.
nods aggressively.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Paul's double fisting bacon and going, sure.
Yep.
Take the 3 coins I stole from Paul earlier and hand them to the lady and just keep it coming.
All right. By it, you mean the coffee?
Yeah. Coffee.
Coffee. On it. He goes back down.
Tipping you for the bacon. Paul already paid you.
A lot
How
of
much
bacon.
bacon did you buy?
We bought all the bacon.
All of the bacon?
Well, there's like a lot of us up here. There's like 17 people in here. We need a lot of bacon.
Just bacon?
Well, what do you want for breakfast?
Bacon?
Do you not like bacon?
Bacon's
You don't
fine.
have to eat my bacon if you don't
is
want it.
Fine. Okay, bacon for everyone.
Yeah,
Some
she's
people
gonna
are
eat
so
your
ungrateful.
bacon.
Eggs, sweet rolls, biscuits, gravy, fresh fruit would have
bacon.
been nice. An assortment of fruit juices. There are more things to breakfast than just bacon. I will grant you, bacon is a big part of breakfast.
I
But
don't
there is
understand what
more.
you're saying.
I've lived on worse.
Hmm.
At least it's good bacon.
I have no. I do not understand what any of you are saying. I think this is the best breakfast I've ever had in my life.
Ivan is just kind of like listening to all of this.
Every day is like this.
So sorry.
Bacon, you guys.
Ostrovia, bacon.
Zdravia. just like cheerses with the bacon. You brought me back to life. I am not going to complain about a damn thing.
Aside from pickles,
There is that. I might
I
complain
think
about
that you are
pickles.
well within your rights to complain about
We
pickles.
will avoid the
If you're
pickles,
so as
Your
well.
Highness.
Thank you. Kessa kind of laughs at this a little bit under her breath. It's a little bit of a dark thing, but at the same time, I mean, you can't not find some kind of humor in it. So, like, people eat their bacon. Is there anything particular that you guys want to address through the morning meal?
Well, what is our plan aside from waiting?
I mean, all we got to do is wait for the princess to show up, right? Take
As
the
far as I'm
prince,
aware.
paid, and then we go kill this Cochet guy.
Well, we sent a message to there was a group of 3 witches.
Yes, to see if we can bring back the other unfortunates that were killed also by Crochet.
That's right.
Did you guys Did you guys go back and actually get the answer to that before you started talking to everybody else? I forget. Okay.
We went to pick up Kessa, but they didn't tell us if there was an answer yet.
Oh, okay. Kessa will, hearing this, kind of look up. There was one response that was saying that that he would come and help. The others, there was one that did not respond at all. I am concerned about that. And one who said that he is detained for the better part of 3 weeks, dealing with a different task. Now, the clerics that are in the Temple of Life and Death can keep the 2.
Preserved.
Bodies.
Yes. They can.
Just put them in a giant condom.
Yes. Yep. Exactly. Just wrap them in rubber and call it good. So yeah, they can
It's
they
the
can
motto of every frat house everywhere.
wrap it in rubber and call it
Oh,
good.
Dang it.
Or
Like
Yes.
condoms in general, putting dead bodies in them. There are a lot of different ways to take that. Oh. Mm.
so, I mean, one's probably enough, right? We don't need all 3 of them for 2 people.
To resurrect without it causing harm to another, they would need to combine their powers, and with one totally missing, that could be a problem. We could wait longer. However, why do I keep going back into Ivan? We could wait, however, and shut up, Steven.
Make sure you're using those preservatives.
Well, if you guys want to go after the other one, we can go after him and bring him here.
Except we don't know what he is, who he is, where he could be. Like, we have no direction on that.
That would make it difficult. I have where he last was. We can continue to try to follow that up, and hopefully, we will hear back from him. And it is just a delay in the reception of the message. The pixies are usually good about being able to track people down. And so I am concerned, but it is early yet to.
Well, could we
to
maybe
act
ask the
on it.
pixies if the pixie found him? Wouldn't the
We
pixie
can
be able
check.
to
He
tell?
return?
The pixie themselves has not returned to us, and if they had knowledge, they would have brought it as a part of how they operate. Their business model is such that we would know if the pixie had made contact, or if they could not find them and had not been detained, delayed, something. It could be that the pixie themselves has been delayed somehow. So it is hard to say. We could potentially have others look into it, trying to keep a safe perimeter from where they actually were, but finds perhaps breadcrumbs.
I don't know that there is much more that we could do aside from that because we have to go after Crochet. But also, I don't know. I don't know if I would like to bring them back. They deserve to be with their families and things. But if they cannot be, then it cannot be, and fate is fate, right?
I would not wish for them to perish when I have brought back my friend. If we cannot find another way, then I will bring them back myself. I like Bim, like a fan in the back of Bim starts running at a high frequency.
Well, I would like to point out, and perhaps this is not the best time or place, but the two that were also pickled are members of an underground society called the Wall, who did try to kidnap the prince even though he wasn't here.
Like Ivan kind of
So,
well.
well, I would like to bring them back because I don't think they are bad people and deserve their fate.
I disagree. I think they were bad, and they deserved their fate.
I'm getting mixed signals about how I should be feeling about these people who wanted to kidnap me.
I'm just saying, if you, I came this close to killing them myself. So
I think that the reason was because they were trying to make reforms in the government, not because they wanted any harm to come to you. But instead, they almost kidnapped me, which was kind of fun. Sorry, guys, I have real bad gas.
Is that?
Yeah, that's from me. I've got the window open and someone is running down the street on,
the
an
ATVs.
ATV.
Yay, mountains.
Yay, Utah. Although, it's not unheard of in Arkansas either, I suppose.
I was just about to say, at least it's not a truck that someone just intentionally drilled a hole in the trailer so that it could sound more man slash I have a small penis.
obnoxious.
We have those guys too.
Oh, yeah.
So I have a question about the two other guys that we're trying to bring back.
Yeah.
So we got hired to bring back the prince. Like that.
Yes.
That was our job. Who's going to pay for these two? Because I would just like to point out that they weren't very good at their job. So I can't imagine that they've probably got the funds to be able to afford to fix themselves.
I was planning on trying to perform enough to pay for it, but again, we probably need to be moving on before we would have a chance to find this third mage.
I will have my cleric friends keep them from wasting for
Good job.
I try. I will try to keep them from wasting for approximately let us say 2 months time. That should give you time to do what you need to do. Hopefully by that time we will have a conclusion anyway otherwise. If this witch is missing, we need to locate him anyway. So it is. There are other things at play that need to be known before we probably can make decisions based upon like what we want to do with these two.
So, quick question for you guys, everybody here. Are we planning on bringing everybody back that Koshe kills? Because I don't think we've got that much time.
It just happened that these were the same, like this was in the same batch as Ivan.
Because death is kind of a natural part of life. And I don't think we're in the market here to just be bringing people back all the time.
I agree.
Yeah, personal experience tampering with natural selection kind of, yeah, it doesn't work.
And I'm much better at ending life than I am at bringing it back. So I'm just saying, like, you know, if that's the deal, that's fine. But I probably should, like, you know, get a different job.
Well, so I guess we kind of need to prioritize what we need to do. We need to keep the prince safe until the princess shows up, which is going to take her a couple of days to get here.
Today.
Probably
Yes.
sometime today.
Oh, probably sometime today. Okay,
Yeah.
that's not as bad. We need to
Better
potentially.
equip
I guess
ourselves.
did the one witch that said that they could help? Like, are they on their way? Did the message say?
It did not, but since we know where they are, we can have them come. We did not ask since we had not yet heard from the third, but as we still have yet to, we can at least have them come if there is a reason to.
And I think we're all kind of forgetting, like, the most important thing here, too.
Bacon is here, don't worry.
We still haven't gotten the
It's
next
the
thing of
coffee.
bacon. Or the coffee.
Knock, knock, knock.
Tia, do you want to get the bacon?
I will go get the bacon.
There's another platter of bacon. It's the same halfling guy this time. The woman is finally off shift, and he has this like giant carafe of coffee.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
I'll be back with more
Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much.
on my way back down. just books it back down.
Is anybody else still eating bacon, or is everybody like baconed out in the party?
Well, you've already paid for the bacon, so.
Well, I'm just curious because if
They
people
will
aren't
eat
eating
it
the
and they will
bacon,
love it.
Paul is going to start stuffing like leftover bacon in his like sack to keep extra bacon.
Ethan's probably just sort of like idly munching on it as he has been the whole time, but
I mean, it's
he
delicious.
would be
bacon.
used to eating slowly, so.
Just a reminder to everyone, the guards for the city chased us down yesterday, so we probably shouldn't stay here.
What? Kessa is like, what happened?
Oh, it's okay. I took care of it.
I'm not sure
They're
why,
not
but
dead.
they've
They're not.
been
It's
following
fine.
us.
Don't worry. I think that they are just concerned because the first thing that happened when we came into the city was Paul told one of them he had shit on his face. So
He did
I
have
think
shit
they
on
are
his.
just.
I don't understand why
I think
everybody's
they're
freaking
just
out.
watching.
Okay.
I see.
Just. I think it's fine.
I see.
Yeah.
I would
Okay.
want someone to tell me if I had some shit on my face. I'm just saying.
Oh, Paul, you have shit on your face. Like it's probably bacon shit, but like in your
Shit.
other side.
That's
Yep.
Is she just shakes her head. This should not surprise me, and yet here we are.
So, as far as moving back to your house, I think we can do that. I will simply do the major illusion again so that it looks like it is just me.
Very well.
Do we want to go now? Do we want to
You
come back for
probably
the rest
have
of the bacon?
there's probably another couple of deliveries of bacon left, along with other carafes of coffee. So you can choose to stay through the deliveries, or you can send somebody back after they have been left.
I mean, or theoretically, if Tefin would be willing, I can guard the prince on our way over there, and then come back. If you guys want to stay, it's up to you.
I mean, I just want to, I just want my bacon.
Right, that's what I'm saying, is you can stay and collect bacon and coffee for us, and then we will come back.
Sure.
Tefin, is that alright by you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Are you okay with walking away from some of this bacon for a minute?
I'll be fine. I will tear myself away from the copious amounts of bacon.
I will find a way to part from bacon.
Okay. Cool.
So that Danny understands, you guys are going to meet up with them after the last bacon delivery? Or you guys are dropping them off and coming back?
Paul is staying to receive all of the bacon.
So out of character, what I think is probably our best route would be for Paul to stay and get his bacon, and then we can
Everybody
make a
else
run.
goes and takes the prince to the house.
I mean, it doesn't have to be everybody else, but yeah, at least some of us do, and some of us stay there to guard him continuously. And then maybe Tefin comes back and gets the rest of the party.
That is a workable thing. It is walking distance. Tefin wouldn't even necessarily have to, unless you just were worried that you would be seen and followed.
Yeah.
Although it is a gated community where she is, so can do with that information what you will. So what you doing?
Well, Paul, I will leave my bag, the special bag. You can put as much bacon in it as you would like. And it will
Bacon
not
bag.
it will not spoil, it will not touch anything else in the bag, don't worry. And we can
Trust
go.
me, I'm
Oh
not.
no, I'm putting lint in that stuff. It's coming out with all kinds of like belly button lint and all
Yeah.
kinds of things.
Paul's not going to not eat it.
Yeah, honestly, it just definitely makes it so that it's Paul's bacon. No.
Yeah.
Yep.
Added flavor.
Yep. Extra flavor. That's all. No.
What do they
I
call
won't
that?
do that.
Scout pepper? Boy Scout pepper?
So all the bacon will fit in this bag.
Oh yeah.
Does anybody else want more bacon?
I'll take one
No.
more for the road.
No takers? Paul dumps the rest of the bacon that's in the room in the bag, and Paul goes down to the kitchen.
Alrighty
Oh.
then.
Bye, Paul. I'll see you in the bye.
So we'll start off with the folks that are going to Kessa's house, and then we'll come back to the kitchen and whoever is staying behind with Paul. Who is staying with Paul?
Sorry,
I'll
I
follow
go-
Paul to the kitchen.
They're going to take the prince to Kansas house.
Okay.
So
And your Paul's going to the kitchen?
to get the rest of the bacon.
Oh, because it hasn't opened.
No,
Okay.
I ordered 50
Yep, the
pounds.
4 plates were not enough bacon.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
But I'll go with the crew that's taking care with Tessa. I feel like I should
Okay.
give Paul some space.
And Mort Crom is who is Crom today, as I understand. Is he's staying with Paul. That's gonna be a match made in heaven right there.
Yep.
So the rest of you guys are taking Kessa, Bim, and Ivan in the cart, I assume.
Yep.
Yeah, because
For
that's
cover's
probably
sake.
easiest to disguise.
So,
All
well, I mean, when we get down to the cart, you all will notice that it is a different shade of color, first of all,
Right.
and it also has different fiddly bits and greebles hanging off the side of it, so that the outline looks different. The silhouette looks different than it did yesterday.
Do you want me to disguise your horse too?
Whoever pays attention to horses,
Paul. Alright.
it'll be fine.
Okay, I guess...
Thea, as you walk past the horse, Quimby just like
aggressively farts at you or something.
Yep.
he doesn't have one locked and loaded right now, but he does absolutely like snort and like side eye and look away dramatically.
Just look at who's ever by me. She's like, I guess everybody hates me.
I don't hate you.
Well, I think you're the only one.
I'll sort of reach up and grab the reins and pull Quimby's face around to look at me.
Hmm?
Be nice.
You were a lovely horse, Danny.
Thank you.
And I'll
He
go
kind of looks a little dejected and
and I'll go hook him up. And as I am lashing him to the wagon, my form sort of slowly and subtly starts to change until I'm the human that could almost be the desk clerk's brother again.
that's right. That's right. Good deal.
I guess
So-
I'll sit up front with you then.
Might not be a bad idea.
So
Keep
he
your
will
eyes.
sit uncomfortably close to you because he is making room next to him on the seat.
And Bim will give Thea and then Kessa a hand into the cart. Oh, what?
I'm gonna turn to you and say, now we were followed yesterday. Do keep your eyes open. Hopefully they will be fooled. We'll see.
Consider my eyes peeled like grapes.
I've never heard it put that way, but the metaphor works. So
Don't
yes.
like the skin of my enemies.
Paul thinks.
Tevin, question for you.
Sure.
So you slept inside last night. One
Yep.
second. So you slept inside. How is your wagon locked?
It's got the lock on the back that changes which of the extra dimensional spaces appears, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And I always lock it.
So if someone were to pick that lock, what would potentially, like if they got into it, what would potentially happen there?
I mean,
Well,
hypothetically, totally.
I suppose it would depend on which well, first of all, it would depend on if they could even pick the magical lock. But if they could, then I guess it would depend on which direction they picked it. Because turning the key one way unlocks one of the spaces, turning it the other way unlocks the other one.
Oh, okay. Well, that's okay. He rolled an 8 anyway, so it doesn't
Yeah.
actually matter.
Yeah,
But
no.
you can see that you can see that your lock had been tampered with a little bit. It kind of looks like somebody who was not particularly skilled at
Like an 8-year-old who wanted to ride with you.
Perhaps. Okay. Well, I will make note of that. I will not say anything to anyone else, since it is
Okay.
obvious that whoever did it was not able to get past the defenses.
Yeah. So yeah, everybody gets loaded up and is headed out that direction. Any conversation happening up front?
Not initiated by Teffin.
Nope. Eden is probably sort of murmuring, mumbling to his locket, but that's about it.
I'm mainly keeping my eyes peeled for anyone that might be trying to pay attention, or anyone that seems to have their attention drawn to us.
Yeah,
It is a
and I'll
very
watch.
short distance, and you're kind of going behind the spires to the gated community, so you don't. And go ahead and roll me a perception check. This early in the morning, you're probably not going to see much.
Gonna take advantage from Eden.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, those are both good, but it's going to be a 19.
Yeah, it seems pretty clear. There's people out and about starting their day and whatnot, but especially since you're wrapping around behind, and the only thing on this road that runs behind the spires is the graveyard and the that little gated area where the mayoral mansion is and Kessa's house. There are, I think, four different estates in that little gated area. So the only real traffic there seems to be headed to the Temple of Horain.
Okay.
And most people go through the vanishing market for that. So you see people, but none of them, like, they're pretty few, and none of them seem to be taking any notice of you.
Okay. Excellent.
Any questions happening, anything like that for Thea in the cart with Ivan and Bim and Kessa?
I was just about to ask that because I was away. If Ivan was with us.
Yes.
And none of you can see each other.
So it's a
Oh,
little
that's
weird. He'll comment on that too and be like, this is odd.
I guess Thea would want to ask Ivan some questions about if he knew how Crochet was captured the first time, like how he came to be a prisoner.
So a funny thing about that I wish my dearly departed mother could enlighten me about. I did not realize that her apparent response to keeping her enemies at a nice arm's distance was to lock them into our walls. That was news to me. So I am honestly not sure how she went about that or why she did not just kill him. Perhaps that is because he is very difficult to kill.
Deathless even?
What?
Nothing.
Yeah, deathless even. Took a minute for that to process. Sorry. But yes, it's. I do not know how long he was there or how she got him there, and now I cannot ask. Kind of sounds a little sad as as the last little bit of that comment falls out of his mouth.
Very I know what it's like to lose a mother.
You have my condolences. It's I don't fully think that it is dawned on me what has happened yet. This is a lot. This is a lot.
You should consider writing a book. Like, I think a lot of people would pay for this story. It's been a wild ride.
You are not wrong. And Kessa, I am so sorry for what you have sacrificed of yourself for me. And she just kind of goes quiet for a minute. And It is an honor to do it for a friend. She goes quiet, but you can hear the fan whirring again for Bim as she gets irritated. Like, I will not. I will hopefully be continuing my retirement from here forward. Yep, went back into Ivan's accent again. That's fine. Everything is fine. I'm really bad at that game.
I say just roll with it.
It's fine. Apparently she's Russian. It's fine. But yeah, there's that kind of cools things into silence a little bit. Anything else that you're asking about?
I would just try to turn it around and make it happy and ask about the princess and how they met and if it was love, and I will write some notes in my journal.
Oh, she is a wonderful warrior. I watched as she apprehended 2 terrible hags, and it was the most amazing thing I have ever seen. I am not myself. I will not say that I am ill-equipped, but physical combat is not my speciality. And it is hers. It is. She is, but underneath the exterior, she's very kind and down to earth and very gentle. Once you get to know her, but I like the wildness in her. She is not like most royals, hoity-toity. I was grateful that my mother appreciated the union, and in spite of the fact that there was not political gain to be had from it, she was supportive of our union. I liked that. My mother is not an easy woman to please, especially if you come to the table with very little to offer as far as political gain. That makes my mother sound very unpleasant. She was not an unpleasant woman, but loyalty. Thankfully, Maria gets me out of that kind of lifestyle now and then. She sneaks me away, lets me live as a normal person. I appreciate that too. I think you will like her if she's not,
She was really mad the first time that we met her. Hopefully she'll, understandably, hopefully
was a bad day.
seeing you again will make her happy, and we can see that side.
I hope so. She is a good person to know, and I would prefer for you to know that part, that side of her. She's a lovely person, really. So you'll kind of continue on, and it doesn't take you too terribly long. Probably about the end of that conversation is really all it takes to get in. The carriage will slow at a point when the guards are opening the gates for Teffin. They'll ask about who it is that you're coming in to see and whatnot, and telling them that you're escorting Kessa home. She puts her head kind of to where she can be seen through the little slit.
Except she can't.
Oh, that's right, because you've edited things. So they will stop you, full stop, to ask what your business is.
Seeking an audience with Lady Kessa.
Does she have a record that you're supposed to be coming?
It was spur of the moment and sort of last minute. I'm not sure that she would.
I'm sorry, we only allow people in here that have already received permission to be here, and we don't have anyone on any kind of a list for us to allow in. Of course, she can't hear any of this either because she's in the back. I don't know. Is there a slot that's kind of?
Yeah, she'd be able to hear it, and she'd still be audible too.
They're going. Why is he lying? I'm in the back of the carriage. The guard just looks at you like he's.
As I said, we're on our way to an audience, and it was last minute.
Lady Kessa, are you safe in there? I'm perfectly fine, thank you. You mind stepping out so I can see that you're perfectly
No,
fine?
I've been kidnapped.
I can, I think. She's not sure she's not sure what's going on with the illusion in the back.
Oh, that's right. She's invisible.
Yeah. I guess I have to kind of. We're gonna pop in and check on Morcrom, and Paul while Eden gets back, because how that goes might directly involve Eden. So
Yeah, probably.
So we'll pop over and check on the bacon. So Paul and Crom, bacon time. Heading to the kitchens.
Yeah, I go straight down to try to find the kitchens.
All
We're
right.
basically Scooby-Doo and Shaggy in it, so.
Yeah.
So which of you is which? Now I have to know.
I mean, I guess by sheer size, I suppose Morg and Crom would be the Shaggy since they're taller.
Fair
Probably
enough.
about the same IQ.
Also fair enough.
Yeah.
So you guys head down to the kitchens, and there is a full kitchen staff happening here. There's a chef, a very rotund woman who seems to be giving the commands through and through, and there is like one fella at the bacon over there on one stove, just it's like sweating. Like,
sweat.
yep. He does try really hard to try and wipe it as best he can on a regular so that he's not getting his sweat
I know
in
how
bacon.
this guy feels. I've been there. I've been there working in the restaurant where you're the guy where all of a sudden you get a whole busload of teenagers come in and you're working pizza and 50 kids all order pizza and you've got an oven that can only fit 4 at a time.
Jeez. Yep. He's doing that thing. He's just turning out bacon as fast as he possibly can. Sweating a storm. He's got like a towel, like one of the room service towels wrapped around him, trying to like towel himself off between batches. Just cooking bacon like a fiend. And there's like about five other people that are on the food detailing, and then another 2 people that are on cleanup duty once the plates and things get brought back down from the room service. So there's a lot going on. It's a busy kitchen. It's a pretty big kitchen too.
Yeah, I just walk in there like I own the place and go, "Who's been in charge of my bacon?"
So the chef, the rotund woman who's giving orders, she like takes her spatula and turns around like, "Who do you think you are?"
Hold on a second, lady. Who do you think you are? Are you in charge of my bacon?
I am the kitchen staff head. Yes, I am in charge of your bacon.
I've got
am
something
Dinah.
to say to you.
What's
This
that?
is the best damn bacon I've ever had in my life.
She freezes for a second, like spatula in hand, and then she just.
I don't know what they're paying you,
Aren't
but
you sweet?
Now, I'm afraid we have to go, so I've come to collect the rest of my bacon.
You heard him, Harold. Get on the bacon. Working on it. I'm working on it. Just like churning it out. There is a pile forming to the side of him.
Is that it? That's all my bacon right there?
He's got one more load to go.
That's okay. I'll take it as is. And I literally walk over there.
Oh,
Just start grabbing handfuls of the bacon, and just shoving it into the bag.
Oh no.
Do we have a use for these buckets?
For these what?
What about these buckets of grease, Paul? Do we have a use for this?
Sure, why not?
So, buckets of grease. Okay.
You never know when you're going to need lube.
It's true. I can't tell you how many times on the battlefield a nice big bucket of grease would have come in handy.
Yeah.
Love.
Yes. I mean, there are so many different kinds of battlefields.
Yeah. So I just shoved the bacon and the uncooked bacon just in the bag, ready to go.
Man, that bag is going to stink so bad not very long from now. I forget, that does spoil at some point if it's not cooked.
No.
Yeah,
right?
it's not protected or refrigerated. It's just in some sort of ethereal plane.
Dimension.
No, they have
in a stasis.
Nope, they have a specific thing for that. It's called a bag of colding.
Oh, isn't that clever? Yes, it is not a bag of colding. It is a bag of holding.
Yeah.
So now they're like two big, gigantic buckets of bacon grease.
Bacon lasts a long time. Bacon takes a long time to spoil.
Not unrefrigerated.
No, unrefrigerated.
It's pork.
Yeah, but it's super salted pork. The reason for it is to keep it preserved. That's why bacon is.
So explain this bag. Does the weight convert over in the bag? I mean, did he just gain 35 pounds of in this bag? Or?
Thankfully, a bag of holding, the way that works is it stays pretty much just the weight of the bag itself. It's got an extra dimensional space in it that is 5x5 cube, if I'm remembering correctly.
It's up to 64 cubic feet.
Oh, okay.
It's up to 64 and up to 500 pounds.
Yeah. So once you hit that, then you start busting seams and such. But yeah, he's pretty much got a closet in a side bag, and it doesn't end up adding weight to him. So he has to stick his hand in and know what it is that he is needing to pull out, or if he doesn't know what's in there, if somebody puts something in there and he is trying to figure out what it was that was put in, he has to empty everything out. Because unless you specifically are looking for something, the whatever it is that you are specifically sticking your hand in there for is going to come out. So, if his whole bag starts smelling really, really terrible, he's going to have to dump the whole thing out, which means he's also going to be dumping the things of bacon grease out just onto whatever.
It sounds like a great sick joke that is about to get played on.
Eden. Yeah.
There we go. I couldn't remember his name. Yeah.
Yeah, which is great because it's not intentional at all.
Nope.
But it's potentially going to be real gross. Why does my bag smell?
I think we need to do is we need to when we give him his bag back, tell him that he's got unidentified item in there, and then if he happens to go in for it, we'll let him know at a later time if he ever figures out what's in there.
So who has the bag of holding?
I have Eden's bag of holding.
Oh, but it's Eden's bag.
It's Eden's bag. Yeah, that was his magic item that he started with.
And we have put how many pounds of bacon did we have left?
I mean, I don't know how many pounds you guys ate between yourselves, but you probably still have pretty darn close to 50 pounds of bacon, because, I can't imagine that you all ate like, I don't know, maybe you managed a full pound each or something like that, but so I'd say somewhere between 30 and 40 pounds of bacon you have left.
Okay, sweet. 30 pounds of bacon.
And I'd say that that's probably got like about probably 5 or 6 pounds of it still raw.
Nice.
So you've got a whole lot of bacon in there, and they are pails of bucket grease. Pails of bacon grease. So
Okay. Well, we put the pails of bacon grease in the bag as well.
okay.
All right. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Alrighty. So you have your stuff. Oh, she does stop with her spatula like, oh, do you want your coffee?
Sure. And I hold the bag out.
All right, sugar. And she takes these 2 massive carafes of coffee and puts them in there.
Yeah, I was
Now, let
wondering
me
how it
check.
worked, but you know.
I think we have lost Stephen for the night.
Let me check and see if he intends on coming back, because this might be a little bit harder without him.
And if he can't make it back, if we want to call it early today and then maybe try to jump on in like a week or two instead, like, I mean, I'm not opposed to that.
Yeah, that might have to happen.
Depending on
Yeah.
what's going on with Steven, if he needs the evening.
Yeah, Alex is struggling.
I'm flexible, so it's whatever.
Okay. I guess that depends on like.
Well, I think the only reason is because with the fact that it's Eden's spell that he's got holding
Right.
everybody invisible.
Well, let me ask him how this thing works, because if I can figure that part out, we can probably at least get through some of the RP over at her place.
Okay.
We might not be able to get you guys like in a combat situation or something like that without him actually knowing what's going on. Great question. Okay. And we'll see if he sees that. Since he's on solo parent duty tonight. Since Alex is having a rough go.
Poor kid.
Yeah. So are you waiting for Tevin to come back for you at that point? Or are you gonna just walk over and join him? What's your plan from this
I would
point?
guess if we can, because they took the cart, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, honestly, like in our interaction, I mean, how long do you think it would have taken us to get all that done before they would have kind of started getting everybody loaded up?
Well, actually, I guess they would have to get all of their stuff and all of that. Honestly, they could be pretty close to you might be able to go ahead and take care of that by the time they get all of their stuff loaded.
Yeah,
So
I would say that we would probably go out to where we think the cart or where the cart was, and then if we happen to see the cart going down the road, I'd just walk after the cart if we happen to see it.
that would probably be a pretty feasible thing. So now there's a Kessa situation at the gate, and there's a Paul and a Crom just
This
walking
is
up at the same time.
It worked out so well.
Yep. Yep. That's yeah. That's fine. This is fine. This is gonna go great. Actually, Keith, could you look up for me with major image? Is that like can she walk out of that? Is that a thing that is a anybody who happens to have it there available? I don't know why I said Keith specifically.
It's no larger than a 20-foot cube.
Okay, so if he did it specifically to the inside, if she steps out of it, I think he had it moving last time, which is why you guys were still invisible.
Yeah, you can use your action to cause the image to move.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
So-
but it is a limited.
Range from the caster.
Yeah. Well, it's not the range from the caster. It's a limited volume that it occupies.
Okay. So yeah.
If she were to step out of that 20-foot cube, if you were to hold it on everybody else, she would be out of the illusion.
Okay. So she's going to go ahead and step out, and she's going to start a little bit when she sees Paul and Crom back there. She's like, oh, well, hello. He just got back to me. Okay. So she's going to have to walk for a second, because apparently he's got the whole area around the cart, so he'll have to she'll have to step out 20 feet, which is going to be really weird for the other guy, because it's like
She's just gonna appear out of
yep,
nowhere.
she's just going to randomly appear.
So I don't see her either, right? Like, obviously.
Yep, you don't see her either. And then all of
Is
the
there a problem here, guard?
I'm just waiting to hear from Lady Kessa to
Fair enough.
know that she's okay. And she just appears straight up, like, in front of your face as you're walking up. Like, oh, there it is.
On that coffee.
It was good coffee. There's a lot of fun stuff in that there coffee. So yeah, she pops in, scares the crap out of him. Lady Kessa, is that actually you? And he comes over, like, touches her face. Please don't. Please don't. I had to make sure. Yes, I was traveling covertly because of some of my guests, and there is an illusion up. So, yes, I am just returning to my own abode. And you see the eyes of the guard kind of go a little bit hazy for a second, and he waves his hand and casts a spell. Pretty much just testing to make sure that she is not, like, under some kind of illusory magic now. Where she looks different than what she should, something to that effect. Doesn't see anything. Well, all right then. For your safety, since you have guests, would you care for us to station extra guards by your door for the night? For the day, rather? I don't believe... actually, you know. She looks over, like, back into the cart, even though she can't see anything in there. I believe that might not be a terrible idea. I am expecting a visit from Lady Maria. Oh, okay. So he lets you guys get yourselves back together and go in.
You boys want some bacon?
Yeah.
How about some coffee?
Yes, that too.
Pull out a carafe of coffee. You hand it to the guy. And then I get in and I get a big old handful of bacon. Still hot. Hand it over.
It's just like, I like you, sir. I like you. Thank you. Breakfast. He like hands it to the other guy that's standing at the gates. And like, yeah, I like that guy. Uh, so you have won over the guards with bacon now. It's an easy sell.
Never turn down bacon.
Yeah, yeah. So following through back into this gated area, her house, if you're looking at the map, is kind of one of the first houses that you can see. It is a round space. It's very large for a single family home in this area, and it almost looks like it is completely made of vine work. Um, really beautiful, elaborate twists and tangles and braids of vines, and these really glorious stained glass windows. It's a beautiful space. And she, as you get the cart kind of pulled around, my own horses have space in the back if yours would like to feed. He is welcome to. He would be most appreciated company, I'm sure, for my friends. So
So I'll go
She-
ahead and park the cart and start tending to Quimby. I'll take him loose and send him or take him back where she indicated.
and she'll lead you guys in.
It's your fart.
I think she's whining.
Oh.
Oh.
My dog.
She wants a chip.
Oh, I see. I feel that sometimes you got to whine about snacks. She will kind of invite you guys all in up through the front. Bim will open the front door for you, and it is a beautiful space. Like stone floors that kind of look like there's crystal inlaid into it. Nothing, even though you know that she is a very wealthy woman, while everything looks very intentional, nothing looks gaudy. This whole place is made to look as though it is at peace with nature. The first floor is very wide open in its spaces, kind of woven furniture and like handmade cushions, very colorful silks and things like that are used to decorate and used for upholstery. Is an upstairs with a long stairway running up to it that has several rooms all to the side, and beneath that stairway, it's kind of, since it's a circular area, it's like this whole space is open downstairs, and there are a few rooms under the upstairs rooms, kind of tucked back where the floor of the upstairs crescent moon covers just a little bit farther than the handful of rooms located downstairs. Exposed kitchen, all of that kind of stuff. It is a place that is meant to have people that she loves in it. So all of the wide spaces and the living area, but then it looks like plenty of quarters available for people to stay should they want to. There are also a lot of interesting ornamentations on the wall. Anybody who would care to roll a perception or an investigation just to kind of like, if you are interested in seeing what is there, you are more than welcome to.
Natural 24. Let's go with 24.
Nice, nice. All right. So you're looking around this wall and you see there are a lot of really, really interesting art pieces. One of them particularly is very eye-catching, and it doesn't dawn on you until it's been a second. Oh, I think we have a Steven back, maybe. It doesn't dawn on you until you've been there for a second staring at it. This beautiful relief in one of the stone areas of the walls of a sword looks like maybe it's not actually a relief, but its handle is of like twisted roots and vines, and it glows a little bit on the inside, kind of a combination of vinework and stained glass, but it looks like an actual sword.
It's for Nethromate.
Yeah. Hello there.
Hey, I will mostly just be listening. I actually put Alex in the bath to cool him down.
Oh, bless his heart. Do you need to take him to the doctor or anything?
Not yet. No, he's not at 102, but he's just really warm, and I want to help him cool down. So
Okay.
we'll be
Bless
good.
his heart.
I'll just be listening.
Okay, no problem. If you have
I'll chime
anything
in
to
if I
weigh
need
in,
to.
yeah, feel free. But yeah, the sword is there on the wall. There are a few other items that look kind of like artifacts that she has collected over time. One of them is a suit of armor that kind of stands tucked in, and it's kind of with the way the vine work crawls up the walls, it's sort of filled it in to form the shape of a person. So it's a really interesting effect. And there are lit jewels that look like they glow with a little bit of magical radiance all over the first floor where you can actually visibly see. So it's a pretty hoity-toity place that also doesn't have the look of being a hoity-toity place. It's kind of looks like a little bit more of almost a museum made from the earth. So that is what you see there. She invites all of you in and instantaneously just goes over and starts the tea kettle to make sure that she can make everyone a pot of tea. And Ivan asks for a particular kind of it that he knows that she favors and will always have. Would any of the rest of you like a particular type of tea? Anything that you favor? I know some of you have just had coffee and might not wish to, and that is fine as well.
Oh, there's more coffee. And I pull out the carafe of coffee and put it down.
I will return the carafe later to the to the spires. But yes, please make yourselves at home. Is there anything that I can do to make you comfortable while you are here?
Got any whiskey?
She kind of.
Like 9 in the morning.
Paul hasn't slept.
This is
Oh,
true.
that's fair.
I actually do, if you would like. I have 3 different kinds. I
Sure, I'll
am
take 'em.
rather. Oh wow. I misspoke. I meant 2 different kinds. She goes over and pulls out a couple of bottles of whiskey, and like a vine actually reaches down and hands her a glass. She blows on it and it frosts, and she'll pour some for you and hand you a glass and hand you one of the bottles and put the other one where you can reach it close by.
Knock it back.
Pretty
good?
It's yeah. She doesn't have bad stuff, so it's
Yeah.
it's pretty good whiskey.
All right. Paul's going to take some whiskey and go find a comfortable spot and eat some more bacon, drink some whiskey, and let the smart people do the talking. And he's probably going to end up taking a nap because it's been a long day.
She's gonna look over at him like if you there are beds in the side chamber there and there that are for guests, but also if it is more your speed, she points at the area where the floor overlaps the rooms and the bottom. and some of the vines start to loosen and a hammock kind of forms below. If you
I
would
think you're
like,
just describing Reagan's dream.
This is my
house.
dream house. Everything about this house is exactly what I want.
you and me both, sister.
He literally just did a as you're describing the hammock.
Perfect. That's I have a thing about Earth ships, and this is, man, if I could make an Earth ship that was like this house, I would just be freaking in heaven, man. So yeah, this there is now a nice comforting cocoon of a hammock that just
Yeah.
falls down there for you.
Paul goes, sits in the hammock and drinks his whiskey and starts munching on his bacon until he passes out.
It doesn't take long, especially like it's almost as though the hammock like hugs you into it. So it's like snuggling you up as you lay in it.
Paul's a
Um,
snorer, by the way, and not a quiet one.
I wouldn't expect anything.
Nope. Like eventually the hammock just kind of wraps vines around your mouth.
Can you do the same with a toilet?
Sleep.
Unfortunately, my stomach
Oh no.
doesn't seem to match the orcish appetite for the coffee and bacon combo.
Well, it does not descend from the ceiling, but we do have a washroom. There is running water and it is plumbed. So there is she'll kind of take you over to a space. It's a really interesting little area where there is kind of a waterfall into a space that if you stoppered it, it would become a tub. And then there's like a kind of crescent into a shower, and there is like a little kind of bronze latrine. I guess it's not a latrine if it's connected to plumbing. There's a bronze toilet that's just, not our kind of toilet with the lid and all of that sort of thing. But it's a nice clean washroom. It might not be when you're done with it, but it is for now.
Is this process also vine assisted?
And this is not a vine assisted process.
Very good experience.
So the bidet is like just a vine reaching out and wiping your butt with
Whoa!
with a wash rag. Woohoo!
So Tevin, so I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna be inspecting the suit of armor and the sword, just taking notes on craftsmanship and seeing if there's anything in particular that I can learn from it.
She'll take note of you taking note on things. Are you identifying it or asking
No,
questions about
No,
anything
I'm just admiring it and looking at it and
Okay.
sort of studying it.
Well, with your, let me look this up. With you having been around here a little bit here and there, you would be able to identify that the sword that is hanging there is definitely a magical sword. It is Renethri made, so
Okay.
her people have a very specific, very nature-oriented design in a lot of their weaponry and pretty much a lot of their everything. And the way that this is integrated definitely feels Renethri made. The armor, let me bring it back. No, go back. Bring it on back. The armor that you see is it is not the same make, but the way that the vines kind of interact with it still makes it feel like it fits in very well. There is a gemstone right in the middle of the heart of it that is very similar to some of the other gemstones that are inlaid to all of the vine work in the space. There are kind of interesting swirled patterns all over. It's very sleek, very pretty armor, but also very practical. This is not a world that favors boob plate. Uh, this is a very different kind of a setup, but it is definitely fitted for her frame. You can tell that it would work for her very well. Um, and the way that the plates lay over each other kind of has it actually looks kind of similar to the design of BIM. Um,
Okay.
so a lot of the same like decorative features and scrolling and things like that are also seen. While they don't look Reneth remade, they are very highly ornamented, and they look very similar to the automaton.
Okay.
So you would pick that up. Anybody else asking anything regarding any of that?
Oh, I'm gonna ask her about the jewels. Are they like just on the wall, like around the sword and?
So they're kind of they add a soft glow to the whole place. So it's almost as though they're embedded in the trunks of the tree vines. Um, there is the one that is in the armor. And it kind of does look like there is one in the sword that might be causing the slight glow to it. But because of how the sword looks, it almost looks like it's made out of glass. It refracts the light in a different way. So it doesn't look it doesn't look exactly like the rest of them just because it's presented in a different way. And she will look to you and say, "Oh, that's those are focal points for the weave. They are for me personally, they are healers. You may see some for other types of mage that they would have uh, more purposes, but almost all of mine are dedicated to the healing arts. And it helps me to focus and contain my powers in such a way that I can utilize them well for others, for myself, now that I am retired. I have a lot to put back. She just kind of shrugs, and it's a little bit of a sassy shoulder thing. I've earned the right in my old age, which isn't that old, but realistically, when you give very much of yourself, there's a fair possibility I won't be around for too terribly long. I will enjoy what I have left, and it helps me feel as though I can.
No, this is beautiful. Did you go into battle?
I did. I have. I was an adventurer for many years. Have still very close with some of my comrades from times past. Is a very positive experience. Mostly, sometimes it sucked balls. You hear Bim in the back. It's like, Kessa, what? You've heard worse. Um, and she actually pours herself a whiskey too. It's,
She's
it's
earned it.
yeah. A friend of mine made me the armor. This sword is a family heirloom. And most of the stones here have been gifted to me through the years. Some have been found. Most have been gifted. It's a special place. It feels like I am surrounded by love of those around me all the time. Because even the things that have been given to me as gratitudes or signs of love surround me all the time. So I enjoy my little space. The people who live here, they don't particularly like it. They think that it is an eyesore, but I think that theirs are, so. But I don't usually have to worry here. People keep to themselves inside the gates, and I've saved all of the people in this particular enclosure enough times that they pretty much let me do what I please. I have a chokehold on the HOA. Actually, you say that it is your intent to continue this and seek out Cochet.
Yeah, I think we have to. I mean, we kind of inadvertently let him escape. I don't think it's right to leave him unchecked.
Huh.
Wait, what?
Oh yeah, you weren't there for that.
Is this seriously the first Teffin has heard of this?
This is seriously the first time anyone has ever said that where he could hear it.
Oh, that's amazing.
So you mean to tell me that you all, and I'm going to encompass all of you, are the reason that Cochet got loose in the first place?
There's more to it than that, but
You've met some of us.
facts.
Balls. I'll have a whiskey now, too.
She blows on the glass and frosts it for you. Just hands you one too.
You're one of us, Stefan. You can't back out now.
Your home is beautiful, by the way.
Well, thank you, dear. I am glad that you can enjoy it. As far as I am concerned, you are welcome guests. Maybe don't go letting out supervillains, and you can come back whenever you like.
If it makes a difference, I probably would have had to let him out intentionally, if not anything else. So
And
I
why
have
is that?
been tasked. He has avoided death for far too long. And held as he was, he would not die.
That
And
makes
death
sense.
is to claim its own. So
That does make sense. Well, I can. Oh, cute cooing.
say hi, buddy.
Hi, buddy. Oh,
He's feeling a little better after the bath.
good.
Yeah.
Poor buddy.
Who doesn't
Yeah,
feel
Danny.
That is true. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy.
Oh, are you all done? Okay.
Sweet boy.
Oh. Does he have an ear infection, maybe? He was pulling on his ear.
No, we're pretty sure it's his. He may actually have gotten sick. His cousin was over and sick the other day. We got pulled into emergency babysitter. But also he's pushing through 2 molars. So
Either way, he's unhappy.
That would do it. Yep. Okay.
He's having a rough go of it.
Didn't mean no
Yep.
more.
yeah.
I like that he
I'm
grinned
gonna
at
go
you
try
when
to
you
put
said
him
that.
back down.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Good night,
Bye,
buddy.
Alex. Mwah.
Bye.
Ooh, excuse you.
Goodness. So she's gonna pace for a moment. How long have you been doing this? This adventuring thing, this traveling the world helping people thing.
Not nearly long enough to deal with Crochet.
Helping people
To be determined.
It's a little questionable.
Yeah.
So not long. If I were to give you boons, could I have your word that you would, assuming things go as you would like, return them to me?
Boons? What are boons?
Like, yes, the hell.
Like
Oh.
boobs, but with an N.
I do not have much, but I have some things that might be useful for for a couple of you, and I know people who might be able to help. Otherwise, granted, Maria might be able to as well when she gets here. And Ivan's just like, yeah.
We would gladly accept any help at all because I don't know what we're about to face. It's going to be challenging.
Indeed. Well, for one of your friends who is more interested in hitting things with swords. Oh, this hurts my soul. she she walks over to the wall where the sword is, and you see her just kind of like wrap her fingers around the vine that is the handle, and she pulls it down, and it just detaches as if it was never actually attached to the wall to begin with. And let me get this. I'm going to send this to the chat. And Keith, if you want to, you can throw it up on the screen. Yeah, maybe not that kind of throwing up, because that's bad news. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Come on. Oh, there it
You
is.
said this was a family artifact. Are you sure?
No, I am not. But I am not using it right now.
I mean, technically,
And
neither are we.
letting it go, but I have no children. I have no one to pass it to currently, although I hope to change that. Where did it go? I just had it pulled up. Come on. I don't have use for it because I am not in a state where I can easily partake in battle. That is not where I am right now.
Paul's
At my point in
constantly in
life.
that state.
Just
Yeah.
ready for
Oh,
He's
this
just
one. I
waiting,
love this one.
right? It is the Arboretum. Please bring it back to me. If you don't, you better be dead.
beautiful.
You know, that's a fair possibility at this point. So,
I'm giving it to you temporarily in the hopes that it will keep you from being dead. But yes, this is something that I feel like could benefit you potentially. Also, there is another remnant of my traveling companion that used to come with me. He used to be a part of our party. Well, or perhaps I used to be a part of his party. I feel like his has transitioned and changed quite a bit over the years. Mine has stayed a little bit more the same. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, that. She pulls a ring off of her finger and hands it to Teffin. It kind of seems a little Teffin-y. As far as weaponry goes, those are the two things that I currently have in my possession. The suit of armor. Do any of you guys, can you wear armor? Because Mortkrom can't when he's Crom. At least not heavy armor.
I don't think I can work.
I mean, I can wear armor, but it's not exactly like, useful to me.
Yeah, that was what I thought. And while my armor is something that I could lend out, I don't know that it would really be of benefit to most of you.
Unless it's light armor, I can't.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's heavy plate. Those might be the two. Oh, wait. I forgot. And she walks over to one of the walls. And this one is one that I still need to write some definitions out for because it's a combination of two things that I found. So I will get specifics on this. I meant to do this before and I forgot that I had intended on doing it. Sorry. But she walks over to one of the crystals on the wall and gently like pulls, and a wand comes out that has 3 different gemstones in it and slightly glows. This is a Dreamweaver's wand. And I believe that it's something that I had a dream once of giving to you. And she hands it out to Thea.
this
Could
one is
be,
really cool.
and it's a combination of 2 really cool ones. So I think that you will enjoy it. I will say, like, when you have it and you are attuned to it, in case you end up casting spells today at all, you probably aren't going to get to a spot. I say this where you need the other things today. But it is a +1 to spell attack rolls and spell save DCs. So, like it's a +1 wand for you. And that's even if you're not actually using, even if you're not using the charges.
Okay. And you had a dream that you gave this to me?
I did. It was an interesting sort of an experience. I have dreams often, but usually when they are premeditating things, I don't see specific people in my head. But you have a very unique face, and so it is easy to remember that you are you were in the dream as the main face of the dream itself. And I imagined handing that to you. That is a thing that one of our companions had for many years, until she herself retired.
Thank you so much. And she just like kind of hugs it for a second.
I have other friends that might be able to give others of you aid. I'm not positive, but at least this is a start. You can decide where those things are most useful, and hopefully they will help you as you go about what it is that you intend on doing.
We of course thank you very much. We appreciate any help we can get. I'm not even, if we're honest, fully sure of what we are up against. So
To take on Koshé might take multiple steps. I will also be listening for things that might be better than these. These are what I have. But I know people who still do go out and adventure. They have perhaps more powerful things, but for now, this is what I have access to that I can hand you before you go. So, there's going to be a large knock on the door as this conversation goes on, and you see Ivan
just
perk up
draws
immediately.
his sword.
Like Ivan perks up immediately and kind of like reaches out to Eden. He's like, I know that knock.
Okay.
Bim, who has like as Kessa has been going through all of these things, giving them to you, has been getting more and more agitated that she's giving you guys her stuff. Kind of huffily stomps, which you would think would be a really heavy stomp since she's a giant robot. But it's very light. Like she's very nimble for how she's for what she is. And so she kind of tries to huff and doesn't doesn't do well with it, though it's obvious that she's attempting to, and goes to the door to answer it, and Maria is standing there, kind of out of breath, wings unfurled, and starts to curl them back in under an armor plate that lifts.
You
And
did not just fly the whole way here, did you?
Yes, I did.
Probably. For future reference, that might not be a good idea when there's big bad people looking for potentially harm to your kingdom.
I appreciate your input. But the AI was
But
invisible.
shut up, yes.
Yes, and shut up. My husband is here, I am here now too, and I was invisible, which is not necessarily a surefire guarantee, but it was fine. And I am here now. And I see that you apparently brought my husband back to life. I appreciate that. I do not appreciate that he was dead to begin with, but I am glad that he is here and he is safe. And as far as anyone else needs to know, he is still dead for a few days while we figure out other things. And she kind of like charges past you to get to him so that she could hug him. And he stands and greets her accordingly. So I am not sure if I should like how this was handled or be horrified.
There is nothing that says you can't be both.
I like you. I appreciate that.
Gods above know that I fall into both categories.
And she starts to kind of like pace back and forth. And she looks over and sees that Paul is like cocooned up over in the hammock. Just like, your short, angry friend is asleep. Is he all right? Do I need to kick him and see if he's alive?
He was standing guard most of the night over your husband.
Oh. Well. She looks over at Ivan. Was he a good guard? He was a good guard. Shit. Well, no, I'm glad that you're alive, but
Noises come from the bathroom.
it's a storm.
Who does number 2 work for?
Ew.
So you all hear echoing, sonorous, ringing farts and explosions. And Kessa kind of starts at this, like, oh no. I'm going to have to clean that later.
No, make
Hi,
him do it.
buddy.
He deserves to clean up his own messes.
Are you sure he would not make it worse?
Nope.
There is no guarantee
No.
that he won't make it worse.
So, I suppose as this was a successful mission, in so much as it could be for the specifics of it, and I have my husband back now, there could potentially be the possibility of future work. So, if you need, you can follow me back. I can get you paid. Technically, I have the money now if you would like. But we can discuss further work opportunities when I am back at the castle.
Your
we can-
Majesty,
Yes.
may I know I was told to shut up, and that was like a formal order from Her Highness and stuff.
Unshut up.
I am going after Cochet, and I believe my companions have agreed to come with me.
You kind of cracked up on the last part of that.
No,
Sorry.
And I believe my companions have agreed to come with me.
I see. Very well. I cannot stop you from doing this. I can attempt to support you. We have been trying to find different ways to eliminate him for quite some time. Ivan looks a little bit perturbed at this information, seeing as he didn't realize that Cochet was in the walls to begin with. And the queen was his mom, not Marius. Oh, you're gonna bite his nose, buddy. Oh, poor droopy face. Poor droopy face.
Brennan. Poor buddy.
But yeah, he looks rather offended at this new information. We will pay you for what you have done, and we will continue to work alongside you. We shall keep in contact with you. You still have boy. You still have the sending stone, no?
Yes. Well, your husband does.
We will leave the sending stone with you. I am sure that Kesa can contact me in the event of any problems. Friend. Poor buddy. I'm so sorry. It's a rough night. I will send the stone with you to contact us as you need. We will continue our work on the same case from the capital. I will probably do some from here so that I can stay nearby to Ivan. And we have contacts here that might be useful. We have an idea of where it is he stays and roughly how to get there behind the wall. But we do have some, perhaps, reservations about whether or not we think that is the only place that he can go, the only place of his access. I can share with you maps of the forest. It used to be connected very heavily to the Fey Plane, but things have been deteriorating there, rotting away. So it is much more dangerous than when the area was charted.
Now, is this rotting away only happened since Cochet was released? Or this was before?
This had started before. I suspect that there is a connection to Cochet, perhaps an acolyte, a powerful acolyte who has also created some of these conditions, these problems, in some of his effort to figure out how to summon Cochet back from where he was captured. That is my best guess. I have not yet gone past the wall myself, other than just to fly by to see the changes, and not recently because I feel like that would be potential suicide. She looks over at Eden and is like, "Don't say it."
I said nothing.
I felt you thinking. She.
I am considering me shut it up.
Very good. There's hope for you. We do intend on bringing a larger group back there, but we are on the cusp of working through something that some of my guard cannot abandon currently. Hopefully something that if we can get it to Crochet could potentially destroy him, but it's still a question. And I would not ask them to abandon that effort to storm an area where we are so uncertain. So should you choose to go to scout it yourselves, I can give you all of the information that I can.
And we will do the same, of course, as we learn more.
Is your orcish friend okay? The sounds I am hearing coming from that room are terrible.
It's going to be a long day.
Well,
Bad bacon is my meatball cover band.
yes, bacon is forever banned now, which is terrible because you have pounds and pounds and pounds of it. Like I feel as though you know the Kessa is a healer, right? Like she can maybe never mind, not right now. So that would be terrible, but might be able to help with that. Anyway, I am very tired. I am going to rest. I am going to take my husband with me. I will leave.
We will stand guard, so do not worry.
Good. I will leave my what charts I have with me for you to copy while I rest, and would like to perhaps discuss if you have plans for how you intend on beginning your path and what you need to do, as you seem so invested in it yourself. Ways that we might be able to support you. But that can wait until I can think more clearly. And she just turns on her heel and like grabs Ivan's arm as she walks past and pulls him with her into one of the guest rooms. So with this, what?
I choose this moment to reemerge and look around and realize, people are missing, and like, oh, what I miss? Where's the pickled man?
With his wife in a room.
Can we never use that term again?
The pickled man? I mean, I think it applies to Paul on a semi-regular basis.
Do you think they need some of that lube?
Excuse me, what?
Oh, Paul's asleep. Paul's asleep, so nobody knows what you're talking about. Do you elaborate? Or do you wake Paul up?
No, because I want there's other surprises in that bag that I just want to see how that plays out.
Great. So yeah. But you actually ask about the lube thing?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, I mean, could be on brand. I don't know. But yeah, they vanish and leave you guys to kind of suss out some of the things that you might want to pursue with Crochet. And she does leave you with some rough sketches. You also, Paul anyway, would have some rough ideas of what the keep looks like because Ivan remembered He didn't remember all of it, but he remembered some areas of the keep. So Paul knows that, although I don't know that he's discussed it with any of you guys.
I don't think so. No.
Yeah, and Ivan would have kind of given him a mediocre drawing of what he could remember. And then there is a map, which I did not think to draw this out beforehand because I kind of figured there would be a lot of preparation and stuff like that going on. There is a map of the forest floor, some of the charted areas that she knew existed. It is more from when it was more connected to the Fae directly without the kind of more necrotic, visceral yuck rot going on. So it may not be 100% accurate anymore, but it is there for someone to copy.
Eden can start on that, just drawing a copy for the party.
So,
I'll help you with that because I have like some paints and.
Ooh, actually, you're probably better at that than Eden is. Eden has some
Probably so.
rudimentary art skills, but
I don't
that's
know
not
what
his
that would
forte.
So
be.
for you, that would be, I would say it would be, if you have artist tools, it would be a proficiency check with those. I would also take a performance check. You're a charisma caster anyway, right? You're charisma
Mhm.
heavy. Okay.
Yeah.
With your proficiency because you are proficient in like artist tools, right?
No, I mean that's just kind of something that I came up with the character, but like in the first game that we played, you said that I have like advantage on anything that has to do with like
Yeah, that
painting
tracks.
or art stuff. So I don't necessarily have artist tools. I have those paints.
Gotcha. Yeah, let's go ahead and say that you've got, and you would have a kit so you don't have to use the magic paints all the time. But let's go ahead and say performance check, and you would have advantage on that given your particular skill sets.
Thank God for that advantage. 21.
Awesome. Good. So it ends up being a very good depiction of what there is there that she has sketched out. And there are even like it's kind of colored as well, so it gives you some kind of idea of the topography and things like that. And so there's a little bit more dimension to it. So you're able to, you capture a pretty good idea of what's happening with that. Do you guys distribute weapons, anything like that?
Who can you?
Paul, yeah, this sword looks like it might be right up your alley. Oh wait, you're asleep.
You can wake him up. Just like dump him out of the hammock.
No, Eden wouldn't. Eden
That
has seen him right
That
when he
sword.
wakes up.
That sword is as tall as he is.
So, I mean, his axe is taller than he is, so it's technically short.
True.
Okay.
I mean, is that something that you would use, or?
No, not at all.
Yeah, that it's not really. I used the sword that my patron gave me, so it's not for me. I think Paul is probably our best fit for that one. And then you have
Okay.
the ring thing that was simply given to you.
Yes.
Okay. Was there anything else that needed divided up? Because Thea's got her wand.
Yeah,
Paul
Thea's
will
been
take the
given the
sword.
wand.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was pretty much it.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's That's what that is. And Tevin, can you is that a thing that you can use? The ring?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Making sure.
Yep.
I tried to make sure that I planned my placement of items and all of that good stuff well. And there are more to be found elsewhere soon. So that is a thing. So you hear Bim come closer to you guys. Do you even know what it is that you are going to be doing? Do you have any concept of where you will begin? Any plans? This automaton is a little bit put out. She's a little perturbed.
I mean, he's got a good reason because we are about to go after Koshe the Deathless with no real concept of how we're going to take care of it or do it. So,
Yep.
Do you have some sort of input that you are planning on providing? Is that what the SAS is for?
Excuse me. Are
You're
you
excused.
critiquing my tone?
No, I was asking you a question, and you did not answer it, by the way.
Well, I would consider a significant amount more training than what you probably already have had. But in addition
Are
to
you
that,
providing?
well, what kinds of things do you do? I have yet to actually see very much of what you are capable of. Perhaps I could.
Perhaps you could.
She she tilts her head sideways very obstinately. She's like you're sassing the robot. She is upset. Also,
I would like to point out that I am simply returning the energy you have provided to me. So, if you would prefer, we can have a more civil conversation. I would like this, of course. I will meet you wherever it is you come from.
Well, if
That
I
is not a
know
good start.
I am attempting to calm myself down, I am distressed.
Understandably.
What is it that you people do? So that perhaps I can put you in touch with people that can help. Perhaps I can help if there is some sort of skill set that I could be useful for. Or perhaps I could tell you that you are the wrong people for this job. I don't
We are
tell you that we
absolutely
are,
the wrong
but,
people for this.
You know how to instill
Luckily, we are
such
not the
confidence.
only. Luckily, we are not the only ones that are seeking out Crochet. However, we can perhaps, perhaps provide a demonstration, training exercise of some sort. I don't know exactly what it is you want us to do, aside from Stefan is an artisan of many forms. I myself am a musician. And the one that is sleeping over there is a warrior of some renown. The one who made poop sounds is both a wizard and a barbarian something.
How does that exactly work? She turns to Mortcrom and does that become problematic for you? Is that a thing that causes struggle? I don't understand how you
How are you alive?
exactly. How are you alive? Is the general gist that I am getting at. He might be asleep. We might have lost him. It's a thing.
That's fair. It's almost midnight.
Oh, nope. Yeah, he's there.
All right, I'm back.
What exactly are you? What happened? How does this work? Are you at risk of exploding and compromising everyone else in the party and Tessa's very personal belongings?
No, I'm much better now.
All the exploding was in the bathroom? Is that what I'm understanding?
Yes.
Do you require healing?
I think I'm okay now.
You're.
It's a bad
I'm
mixture
glad.
of nothing but bacon and coffee.
That was
I
breakfast,
personally
yeah.
do not understand what that would be like because I do not have a digestive tract. But I
Fat
could.
and laxatives.
I can at least understand on an intellectual level how that would be a very bad idea. I am sorry that. Is this one of those moments where it's appropriate to say I am sorry for your loss? I'm sorry for your loss.
Yeah, it was.
What is it that you do? What gifts and skills do you present?
I look pretty.
You are unique. Yes, that is true.
I'm the face of the organization.
He's the looks.
Honestly, he kind of is the face of this organization. Like when you just get right down to it, it's messed up and real bizarre. I feel like that's an appropriate face for your organization at this point in time.
Yeah, team mascot of position.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Bless you. I just don't know. You can show me what you know how to do if you would care to. I am not opposed to that, but I
Show me what you got.
show me what you got. I just don't. I don't know how we're supposed to trust you with this. This is a big deal, it seems, and there are a lot of people at stake. There are, items that are valuable to my Kessa at stake. There are all of these different things. And I would just prefer to understand what it is, how it is that you feel like you can undertake this job successfully.
I'm sorry, was that question posed to me?
To any of you, really. I'm not
I'm
picky
not the
at
guy
this
you should
point.
be asking this question to.
You can kind of see Kess is just sitting in the back going,
Well, look, we're all very good at the things that we do. We could attempt to show you if there was some sort of arena, or I don't know exactly how you want us to show you these things without potentially hurting yourself.
Frankly, you were the one who brought up the showing me part of that. I just asked what it was you did.
Right,
But
but then you asked for how you should trust us, and that sort of requires some sort of proof. Paul,
honestly, I
the
would
one
just.
who's sleeping over there, fought in the war for the mountain down below.
That's at least something, I suppose.
I don't actually know anybody else's credentials, aside from the fact that two of us work for two of the more prominent, not pseudo deity, but like super deity maybe. Not gods in the sense that they are just powerful, but that they are sort of omnipotent, omniscient, all of those O words. I don't know how best to convey to you what it is you are asking of us.
That is fair. And she'll look over at Kessa, and Kessa will shrug. I told you I had a dream about the girl. And Bim just kind of crosses her arms sourly. Kessa just, don't be like that. And, fine. Just.
I will also offer this. It seems no one else is stepping up to face Koshé.
At least not as directly as we are.
Fine.
We are at least willing to do what no one else is. We may be
Well,
foolhardy. We are most likely foolhardy. But our
we're the only
willing,
one enough for the job.
but
What
our
was that?
willingness.
Basically, we're the only ones dumb enough for the job.
That instills so much confidence. What?
Wouldn't have
Continue.
put that away.
Stefan is rather intelligent. As is Tia.
Hmm.
I cannot speak for the rest of us.
I feel so much more confident. She kind of like begins to.
Play you a song.
What's that?
Do you want me to play you a song? Will that make you feel better?
Not particularly. She
I didn't think
she
so.
begins to kind of storm off, and Kessa just kind of shakes her head, like, give her time. She will cool down. She's just upset. I promised her that I was not going to resurrect anyone else. And now I have, and she's mad at me and taking it out on you. I am sorry. But
Her fears are sort of substantiated in that you handed a family heirloom to us, people that you have only just met, who
as
are probably doing good things, but maybe not doing them well.
I cannot argue with any of these things. But also, you are accurate when you say that no one else is stepping up to do this. And while I am very capable at what I do, I am also fragile and old because of what I do. I cannot afford to do it for you, so I have to trust someone else to do it. And as you are the only ones that there are to trust to, I suppose this is where we are. But I do believe that you have good hearts. I can see that in you at least. Some of you are a little messy, but you know. She looks over at Crom and looks back at Paul.
I
That's okay.
resemble that remark.
You do, but you do beautifully. um, your friend Paul. Um, does he need anything for when he wakes? Does he tend to have headaches or anything like that?
Frankly, the man is surprisingly healthy considering his diet of bacon and bacon.
Paul, roll me a wisdom save.
Wisdom save. It's not my strong suit.
Nope.
Oh,
17.
Oh, not bad. I was gonna see if you were about to get to use your nightmare wand there, and I was gonna tell you. She was gonna tell you what it did a little bit. Yeah, that you're doing all right. You're actually having some pretty decent dreams. That hammock, man, it's giving you like
Comfortable.
the best hug. It's fabulous. You feel so cozy and so safe. It's lovely. You have little shades of shadow in your good dreams still a little bit. Like you can tell that they're kind of creeping around the corners and stuff, but it's not bad. Um, yeah. Uh, is there anything that you guys are asking or anything like that while Paul gets some of his rest and Ivan and Maria rest up a little bit too?
I think so. Eden will probably just start playing something lightly.
Nice. Um, if nothing else, that will at least help relax Bim. She will appreciate that.
He'll, at hearing that it might be helpful, he'll also he'll do some minor illusion, on a much smaller scale than he usually does, but he'll do some like minor illusion stories as he sings.
Nice. Roll me a performance, just out of curiosity.
Okay. Ooh, neither of those were good. So 20.
Still not bad though. It's not your usual 37, but
Yeah.
don't
No.
even
Oh
know.
man, only a 20.
Uh,
Well, with a plus
Terrible.
11, like,
Freaking
you
bards.
right. You do very well with it. And at some point, Kessa or Bim does come back out from their room and just kind of like creaks down and crouches on the floor and listens from a little bit of a distance. And you can see like her expression is very reactionary. Like it's very, this is not a normal robot. Like there is real emotion and real response to what's going on in her mind. Like you could even see like as she sees different specific little bits and pieces of your illusion, eyes dilating, like little eye filters dilating and changing as she's processing things. Just something about it, like it's not a normal response for any kind of an automaton. Um, so that's a thing. Um, and at some point, since you guys have to wait, like she will probably talk to Teffin about some of the things that he does, and like different, like asking you about what you can make, what types of things you are able to do.
And I'll be more than happy to have that conversation with her. I'll detail some of the blacksmithing that I've done, some of the silversmithing and the glass blowing and things like that.
Cool. And you infuse these things with magic.
I have, yes, I can.
How complicated magic can you infuse?
Not terribly, but enough to. I was able to assist Kessa to draw the magics in to sort of lessen the impact of resurrecting the prince.
I did see that part at least. Thank you for that. If anything, probably you are the person that I am most similar to with regard to skill set. I tend to build things. I tend to enchant things. This might be useful in the future. We'll have to see. As you guys kind of begin to wrap up your conversation. We'll say it's been some time passing. Kess is actually cooking a meal for you guys to have, so that you don't just have bacon. It's no longer breakfast, like a late lunch sort of a thing.
Oh, ungrateful people.
At this point, it's like late lunchish, so it's okay to have a different meal. And Maria and Ivan will kind of come back out. She looks like she's kind of pillow faced, her red hair is just kind of like wild and everywhere at this point in time. She'll come back out and upon throwing the door open, wake Paul. So
What?
roll me a dex save. Just see if you cartoon this epic.
Natural wood.
Like the startle kind of like startles the hammock too.
I
And
pop up with my axe.
Ah!
Woo!
Hold person.
so he casts hold person. What is that? That's a wisdom save?
I believe so. Yeah.
That's a 10.
Yeah, it's gonna fail, no matter what it is.
So now there's a froze gnome. The hammock like almost retracts in fear. She's just doing, come back into the ceiling and just wind
Yeah, it
up.
is wisdom.
You can barely even tell like where it came down from. It just like weaves itself back into the ceiling in shock and fear.
And then he'll drop it as soon as Paul has had a moment to like register what's going on in the room. He'll drop hold person. Good morning.
Well, hello, sunshine. Maria says. Are you feeling better?
What time is it?
Early afternoon.
What's cooking? Smells good.
She is creating a smorgasbord of different things for you. You kind of gather she enjoys this. She enjoys cooking. She enjoys like giving people things that they can enjoy.
I put the axe away and pull out some more pocket bacon while I'm waiting for the rest of the food to come out.
It's your appetizer.
Yep.
Pocket bacon.
It's when he starts eating the raw pocket bacon that we gotta worry. Yeah, that bag,
Constitution's
man.
pretty good, right?
It's fair.
So you she starts setting food out, and it's all of these like candied flowers and braised meat and roasted vegetables, all kinds of things. And some of the bread that Paul likes so much that he keeps hijacking from.
Let's go into town.
Yep. And some of it has little flowers in it, and she's like, "This is a recipe that I have learned recently," and kind of sets this sets everything out for you guys. Come as you will. I do not stand much on formality, so invites you.
He's
Yeah.
just eating and looking, and he's like, "So what's the deal? Like, what are we doing? When's the princess getting here?"
She's here.
She looks at you like, "Hello."
Oh, she's at the table. I thought they were in. I thought they went to sleep.
They did.
They did. They just
It
woke
was
up.
her
She
coming
woke
out
you
that
up.
woke you up. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No worries. No worries.
Well, in that case, I'm like, "Oh, sweet, awesome." So yeah, Prince is alive. Job's done.
I saw that. I offered more work, but as you all seem to be quite happy to be going after Cochet, which I will not say no to and will help as I can, then I suppose for right now, our business is done.
Sure. So when are we getting paid?
I suppose I can pay you now.
Yeah, that works good for me.
I had intended on bringing you back to the palace to discuss further business, but I feel
Will
as though
that put you out for your trip home?
no, it will be fine.
You're sure?
I am, and I won't fly.
It's not the flying specifically. It's that I don't see any guard with you. I simply worry for a person of interest.
How sweet of you. I I I will have guards on the way back. I needed to
Great.
be expeditious, and I wanted to make sure that Ivan was okay. I did not want to waste time on anything else, but I was as careful as I could be alone. But yes, we have passage and we have guards for on the way back, but we'll stay here for a few days and I'm not sure how long Ivan will be conveniently dead. We might actually return before he pops back to life. I know.
Wait,
That would seem to be the safest course.
Yes. She's got a satchel with her and begins to pull out. I forget what the actual amount was that we settled on first. I'll have to go back and watch it.
I don't think that we ever did. I think
Don't
that
think so.
Yeah.
we just got brought in to be hired as for something, and then set cachet, and then she sent us to go rescue.
And Paul was like, "Sure, I'll take the job."
Sure, I'll take the job.
Like, in my brain, for some reason, I was thinking it was like 200 or 250 each. Of course, she assumed that this was going to take far less time and involve less death to her husband. So she will divvy out 200 gold to each of you. So still, you know, it's income.
No,
It potentially would have been more, had a few things not gone the way that they did. And honestly, while you could probably talk her up,
Paul doesn't even know exactly how much he got. He just accepts the money, and he's like, "Okay, job done. Next job."
all right.
Well, while we're awake and we're eating, I would ask the princess just if there's any information you have about how you were able to track Crochet the first time, or if you know who did it the first time, and if they're still around. Because we're still formulating a plan.
That is what we are working on currently too. So the chains and the rune magic used was my mother's magic. It is a type of thing that is very much a hereditary thing, being able to use those particular runes. And the way that she did it with multiple kinds of enchantments. Not my mother's, sorry. Ivan's mother's. He does not have that particular skill set, but
Well, it
he,
didn't work very well that last time, so I mean, it probably wouldn't work very well this next time either.
as much as I would really enjoy punching you in the face for that, you're not wrong.
Well, I'm just saying, all it took was water, right? I mean, and it got out.
I know, but it's a starting point, and we don't even have a starting point right now.
I've got a starting point. Pull out the axe, find Crochet, take off his head, and call it a day.
Listen, that's plan A, but we need to have at least a plan B.
Okay, we'll start with
Do we
wins.
know what makes him deathless?
We
Like,
believe
is it something like he is siphoning life from other people? Let's see, what else have I seen? Siphoning life.
Is he a vampire? Vampires are deathless, right?
not exactly
yeah.
a vampire, but he does siphon life off of other people. So I guess in some ways maybe he's a vampire, but he does not suck blood.
Is that what keeps him alive? Is other people? Could we simply starve him out and hold him in one place?
Not exactly, because the way that he siphons life from other people, what we think, a lot of this is conjecture, understand? It has been very difficult to actually research, given that whole death thing. But what we believe is that while he does siphon life from others, he does not keep it in himself. We believe that there is some sort of phylactery involved, and we cannot find where that exists. We have looked, and we were hoping to hold him until we could find it, so that we could control and contain the.
It can't be that hard to find. I mean, those things, it's not exactly a small thing, right?
It
Actually,
can
it
be.
can be. Yeah, it can. That's one of the pains in the ass.
I have never seen one that's small. Every single one I've ever seen is massive.
The one. Never mind.
How
Never
often have you seen a phylactery?
Huh?
There was the one
There's
that he and I
factories
broke.
everywhere around here. There's like a bunch of them down the street.
I see.
Oh, massive.
I get
No,
it.
Paul, do you remember? Do you remember when we had to go and find that jar that we broke back down below? We found the jar and had to break it. I brought you along for that one.
I think he's riffing here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is a.
And I've broken quite a lot of jars.
But the one that I asked you to break for me,
Sure.
that was a phylactery, not a factory. A phylactery. It's
But
like factory, but with its
I
needs.
think you're eating. I think you're confused.
Sometimes.
That's called a jar.
I understand
Yeah.
now. You're an idiot. Okay. I get
You don't
it.
call it. That's mean.
I do not take any offense. It's all right. Don't worry. I am not offended. But thank you, Paul.
Yes, thank you for correcting my behavior. Yes, that is the problem. He has a very tiny factory.
So are you saying we're going to
Happens
have
to everybody.
to smash these jars? Is this going to be another one of those jar smashing things?
It could
It-
be it could be anything. It could be a coin. It could be a gemstone. It could be a genie lamp. It could be any number of things. And we've not figured out what it is.
Hmm.
All these
Do you
tiny
have-
little people working in it. Sorry, I'm still stuck on that.
So is he. It's okay.
It's fine.
Do how to say this? Do you have people who can interact with the weave?
We have people who can interact with the weave, but it has been a while since we have had contact personally in our circles with a weave walker, and that would be more beneficial to being able to find disruptions, magical disruptions. We just don't know of very
If
many.
you could, if you could find the connection, the Oops. If we could find the place where it connects, we might be able to find the other end.
Yes, I have hoped that I could find one, but apparently the use of them is frowned upon. For similar reasons as Kessa has gone into retirement, it tends to be very harmful for the person who I mean, there are people who can look in, but usually their vision is limited. To travel very far for any extended amount of time, it is a trial, and oftentimes a dangerous one. So it's hard to find people that are willing to do that.
What is a weave walker?
Oh, weave walker. So you are a magic person, right? I seem to recall this from our first meeting.
Yes.
So you interact with the weave. Your god is your conduit, if I am to judge by how you operate.
Mhm.
So your god is your conduit. You can reach out and effect things through your god because your god reaches out and touches the fabric of everything around us. Weave walkers can see this fabric, but they can leave themselves and enter the weave of it themselves as a separate entity from their physical bodies. And so if you find a thread, you can follow that thread to wherever you need to go because we are all connected as a part of the weave. So say if someone who was a weave walker could access crochet, they could then find how crochet is tied to something else by following the threads that are most strongly attached to him.
You just probably need to find a weave walker and coerce him into doing what we need him to do.
Or into teaching one of us to be able to do it ourselves.
Is this a skill you or like some innate ability you have to be born with, or can you learn it?
I'll give it a
Usually,
shot.
well, usually one has to access magic first.
Oh.
If you have access to the weave, if you can see it, I mean, we are all a part of the weave, whether we want to be or not. But the ability to see and manipulate the weave with magic is probably, I would say, definitely has to be a, what's the word?
Prerequisite.
Yes, thank you. Prerequisite. It would make sense to me that it could be trained. Most of the people that I have heard of that have done this, historically, they had an innate ability to do it accidentally, and then they trained themselves to be better at it. But I have heard rumors about the idea that there are others out there who have taught themselves. None of these people have I been able to find and contact. Anytime I have put out any kind of search for information, I have yielded nothing in return.
Is there someone like who's a weed walker that's like near here?
Who's what? Sorry.
Who's near here? Close to us here?
Not that I know of. There are two that I have personally known of in my lifetime. Not known personally, but known of. And both of those two have passed. They are not. They most tend to be quiet with their skills. The Kessa kind of speaks quietly off to one side, and she's like, again, very similarly to what I do. There is a cost, and it is difficult. When they are successful, they do not give as much of themselves as I do. But you can easily die in the weave. If you are a weave walker, you can very easily. Bad things can happen to you there, and it is often something.
To you anywhere.
You're not wrong. It is much easier for bad things to happen to you there. Leaving your body anyway. Looking into it, very rarely is that much of a problem, but being in it without your physical self is generally very difficult for your body. And what happens is people will take advantage of that. There is a reason I am retired. There is a reason that my choice of companion is an automaton. Aside from the fact that she's wonderful, there is no pressure. There is no. I cannot do anything to help her. She chooses to be with me because she chooses to be with me, instead of knowing that I can do something for her. And weave walkers generally struggle with the same types of things.
Well, I
I
guess
know where one is.
Actually, you were down in the Copno continents. Eden and Paul, actually, roll me a history check. You might know where one is, actually.
15.
Ooh.
I don't. Nope.
He can roll a 37 on a lot of things, but not this one. So, you know that there is one in the Copno continents down below. There is one that is associated. You don't know him personally, but you have heard that there is one associated. People would speak of him often with the Castle of the Crystal Spades, the crystal spades in the continents below.
This should be interesting.
Yep.
What is my experience with the Castle of the Crystal Spades, or because I don't. Jason does not have any information or insight into this,
Mhm.
but obviously Paul does. So, what's kind of the context here for me?
So most of your travels down below would not have actually been this southward in the continents. You do know that it is an underground kingdom. Well, I guess queendom, fiefdom. It's an underground fiefdom that is now known for being a very diverse place. There's a lot of interesting history. There's also been a lot of political drama, as it seems like while the queen herself does not necessarily have a lot of things to publicly say about other people's politics in other parts of the world and other parts of the plains. Somehow or another, weird stuff keeps happening all over the place, and whatever the results of that weird stuff is ends up in the Kingdom of the Crystal Spades. Like, it doesn't seem like anything ever happens without having some sort of consequence there. Uh, so it is known for generally being a good place. There are problems, just like there are anywhere. There are immigration crises. There are, there are a lot of interesting, problematic things that are there. But it is generally accepted as a place that people enjoy going, want to go. People are accepting there for the most part. And that they had a part, although you're still a little unclear as to what, in the success of the Battle of the Mountain, like where you guys were. There was something integral that you know that area added in that particular combat.
Well, it sounds like, I mean, I've heard of someone who does that. There's someone who kind of does something that sounds kind of like that down in the kingdom of the what was it? Kingdom of
Crystal Spade.
Crystal Spades.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it sounds to me like, I mean, that's as good a place to start as any. If we can find someone who can do the weave, the weave whatevers, and then, you know, find out where this Cochet's factory is located, and then destroy the factory.
You know, that sounds a lot easier than I would have imagined.
Yes, yes. If you can find me someone who is a weave walker, I would happily be indebted to you for that. I need. If we are to find the phylactery, there are a lot of other ways that we can, but they will all take so much longer. So this would be very helpful.
So, you might want to then release us from the thing that is supposed to bind us to this plane, because I don't think we can leave right now.
Sure. Oh yeah, that's right. You couldn't leave. You could have left. I just wanted you to not.
Wait, so what did the metal person do then?
He waved his hands, made a little mumbo jumbo. It was all fine. He could have done the thing, but also I wasn't sure what he would have to do. I didn't mean to actually box you in like that.
One less thing we have to worry about.
Okay, so we're going to the Kingdom of the Crystal Spades then?
A long way away. We're on a whole different plane. So I don't know if you remember the very beginning of the game, we had to go through a teleportation between the two planes, and then we'll have to travel from wherever we have to travel to the teleportation thing, and then from wherever it is down below to the Kingdom of the Crystal Spades. So that is a very long way away, but it is definitely an option. Oh wait, what if we just jump? Can we just jump and fly?
Excuse me?
Okay, so there was the flying boat that we used to
Yes.
get to here. What if we just jump there?
Good. There's a lot of danger with that. Do you all fly? Well, then, no, you can't. You would squash yourself into oblivion.
No. But the theory, if that works, then we might be able to just get a boat that goes down.
Oh, yes, you can. It takes
Okay,
longer
no,
than
that
a
just
teleportation circle, but yes, you can.
except would it though? We could just go straight down instead of having to travel across land from the teleportation to the Kingdom Crystal Spade.
Where you are right now, you would still have to travel that direction at some point, regardless whether you do it up here or down there. You still have to go sideways.
But yeah, sideways and then to the portal and then back. There's a lot more back and forth, and
It
if we
might be a
could just
little less time.
jump and
Yes.
go straight down.
It might be a little less time, yes. It would still take you some time, but probably not as much. So it is a possibility.
I need to go write in my journal. I'll be back.
As you start to go to write in your journal, you get this. Where is your Callan sending stone?
In the bag that Paul has currently, with all the bacon.
Never mind then. You don't hear the sending stone go off or feel it. It does. I don't know how that works when it's in a bag. Would you? Are you attuned to it? Because if you're attuned to it, you probably know. But
It doesn't have attunement.
Never mind. Yep. Oh, that's
Well,
unfortunate. Okay.
No, I don't think. I think he probably just keeps everything in his bag for the most part because he doesn't have
it
a
makes
backpack.
sense. Yeah, it makes sense. That's just unfortunate.
I feel like, but if you had a sending stone and you knew that the only way that you would have someone be able to get in touch with you is that it had to be on your person. I don't feel
nobody's talked to me through it before. I don't know how it works except that you can talk through it.
Oh, that's true.
You can keep it in a
The
pocket.
only interaction, the only thing that Eden does with it is he talks to people and they always answer. And so, do you have to have it on you? Eden doesn't know.
Okay, fair enough.
Poor pirate.
So it's gonna sit in the bag forever.
That's maybe it's a good thing you're going where you're going then. We're gonna go ahead, I think, and call it there, just because I know it's getting really late on the Arkansas end. We can pick it back up there, unless everybody's still golden. But I want to, I know you've got kids over there, and
probably do need to call it because we need to wake up and cook breakfast and then get those.
We've got a 6-hour drive tomorrow.
Oh, yuck! Where are you going?
We're taking the girls back. So.
Well,
okay.
Well, we're taking them to Valonian. We don't have to go all the way into Conway, so
it's still two. It's going
to be a solid 2 hours there and 2 hours back. 2+ hours. But.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys need to get some sleep then. And Alex probably needs some.
Listen, I take great naps in the car. It's you get a little bit of sun on you and you stay warm. And
I feel that. I feel that.
You're an
I have-
excellent pilot.
I'm a great co-pilot.
I get passenger seat narcolepsy in a really bad way, so I totally understand that. Did everybody have fun? I know it was like pretty much all RP, and you were asleep through half of it.
Well, you know,
We got some good information. We have is everybody in agreement? We have a somewhat of a plan. We haven't had a plan this entire time, so
No.
Sounds good. Yeah, sounds good.
Your
it's
DM was
about the
not
only-
counting on
that's
this
about the
plan.
best
This is
plan we're
good.
gonna come up with, isn't it?
What?
I said it's about the best plan we've come up with. It's not
It's-
much to it, but you know.
some semblance
is.
of the plan.
I can't be
This is
mad
gonna
about
be
it, but it was
interesting.
not what I had planned. This is like interacting with a whole different story from 10 years back. This is
So-
good stuff.
Yeah, my other character is in that kingdom, and
Oh,
he
yeah.
caused a lot of
Yep.
issues by like the interpolitical issues, or like he goes and puts his foot in everybody else's business
Yes.
because he's like, no, that's wrong. I'm gonna go fix it.
Yep. He goes and dismantles entire countries' governments and all of this kind of stuff, and ends up like just like, we'll take all the refugees because that's not going to cause any sort of problem at all.
Please.
It's something else. It's something else. So now I have to decide what that's going to look like 10 years from where you are.
Yeah, good luck.
This should be interesting. At least you've had a little bit of time to work through some of the growing pains. Yeah, we'll see. We'll have to see.
I mean, maybe he just left.
Maybe. We'll have to see. I'll let you tell me some things for like, seeing as it's taken what, like 2 years to go through 2 months in game, like a month
Yeah.
in game. I feel like you can tell me what your 10-year goal and 10-year projection is without it actually ruining any of the in-game experience for Claudius.
That's yeah.
So, yeah, good deal. We shall look at next month and figure it out from there.
Yeah,
And
For
everybody,
sure, we're going to be gone the week of the 8th, so we will
Okay,
be
week of the
out
8th.
that weekend.
it would probably be after that anyway, because I'm gonna need
Sure.
some time to figure out what the heck I'm doing. So you're meeting this like whole group of characters that I was not planning on coming into this particular campaign. You started talking about Weave Walkers though, and it's like, well, crap.
We will have
Yeah, Callan.
Nate
Oh,
back
sorry.
We'll have
as well.
Nate back, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Nate,
Callan is from there. The guy who was
yes.
sort of helping us with Pyron and stuff with the spiders. He is from that castle.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He works in the castle. So, yep.